that these spaces are less hospitable to illicit activities. As the JSAFE endeavors to provide a safe environment for students while they traverse busy roadways on their way to and from school, the Bickerstead Primary will join 4 other primary schools and 2 basic schools in St. James that have so far benefited from the implementation of safe passages, or what we call safe route to school.
Senior Manager for Social Development at JSAFE, Mona Suho. The work continues for JSAFE in St. James as more projects are underway across the parish under the Integrated Community Development Project Phase 2 ICDP2. But that's where we leave it for today. I'm Andre Palmer. Thank you for listening.
A production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
A difference you can hear.
Bess FM, keep listening.
One in. A hurricane we name, and we rough. Whether we are man hurricane or woman hurricane, we want you to know that we come up and mash up building, blow down things and take life, flood out place. We no rap, we no respect no one, so no take no chance with we. Listen to Ad Prem and prepare. Hurricanes do happen, so be prepared. Yes, be prepared.
A message from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
Veg & Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Veg & Printers, your best choice in printing.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-Time Taxi Service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
We are something special on the road.
This is your beloved Pastor Percy from the Morning Connection. Support our commitment to Jamaica by joining us on Wednesday mornings at 7:30 when we pray for the nation. Show us you care. Advertise with us. For more information, call our offices at 876-276-8935.
Half a tree, 100, half a tree. Bossy, how we do I take taxi star?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, at 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? Yeah, waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me send you.
Wow, you big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
I try and call cause trust me.
Winters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Welcome back to The Morning Connection. Our Facebook feed went down. That's what happened. I think we restored it temporarily, but we're having a very interesting discussion. A life story, actually, in terms of David Lear. I'm the older one, he's the younger one, according to him, even though I'm very much his senior, but somebody who I've interacted with. And he's been telling us a very interesting story or account, or what you call it, a testimony, in terms of how sport as a tool, help to transform his life, and he's advocating for us to use it in a more meaningful and intentional way in terms of our communities and closer to home, the inner city, in terms of what happened. So yes, David, as you were saying.
Yes, and just come back to point. Let me tell you one of the things that had impacted me as a youngster. Corner League. The issue has shown that Corner League originated from Augustown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know it. I might not realize it, but it was searched out and it was confirmed for the most part.
The concept of a Corner League.
The concept of Corner League had actually started in Augustown.
That's what, 40 years ago?
That's way more than 40 years ago.
Because when I was a youngster growing
way
up,
more than 40
we used to have Corner League. So
no,
you're saying
much,
that
much longer than that.
Okay.
Because I grew up seeing Corner League playing in Augustown.
Okay. You're not a chicken, so
no, right. By a elder named Kirby. We call him Kirby. And I'm telling you that when you're playing, our ground was over by the university campus.
University
bottom field. We call it the bowl.
Yeah, right. University bowl. So the university then was impacted the community around about
well,
it.
Definitely. Well, half of Augustown used to work over by the university.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where the bulk of the work for our community people lies. In the university and over university. And so when Corner League is playing, the crowd, you look at the crowd just walking up to university and the crowd coming back. When you play football, when you play Corner League, you can't go down in Augustown and empty every house down there.
Okay, because
everybody gone a football
mother baby.
Everybody gone a football
That's the
match.
Impact of sport, yeah.
That's the impact of sports in Augustown back then.
And why they call it Corner League? Because the different corners were playing?
So you organize yourself for the different corners. So when you see all them gang warriors going from off for the different corner now, and the Jungle 12, the Goldsmith Villa, the River, and the Vietnam, and all of these names and all of these corners. Bryce Hill, Hermitage. You find out, say, when it was Corner League time, they just organize a set of youth and say, you are not going to represent. Because you wouldn't know, because but then a whole of street football used to play. That's what that's a foundation of my knowledge, playing football on the street.
Okay.
On the street corner. So everybody know the look of all of them. So just organize a big man, a man who understand the thing, just pull it together and say, yo, we're going to play a Corner League.
There was a community leader, not a committee down.
Leader. Well, so one or two of them might be a done where love football and love sports too.
Okay.
But it no matter back then. It was a different culture also back then. Danship and them thing that was also different from what it is now.
Okay. So you have seen the transition, the emergence of what you call danship now?
Definitely.
Okay. All right.
I know what it was. So I know what real Dan versus gunman and versus youngster were just gunning at the man.
Okay.
It's just a different system, a different cycle, a different operation, a different way the youth them think, and a different way the community has changed and transformed.
So when you talk about how people think, you think we often speak here about the battlefield of the mind. So if you're going to change anything, I hear you saying we have to change people's mind, David.
Well, you definitely have to change people's mind, but changing people's mind is not just to say you go to them and force them to think a different way. You have to put things in place that will guide their thoughts and their thought pattern and how they see life and view life. And let's keep repeating it. It must become something that is
a repetition, and they have the live examples in front of them.
They're seeing it and they're living it.
Okay.
That's how you change a culture, people, and nation.
Okay.
You give it to them in slices and bits and pieces and show them the difference and show them how it can be changed and transformed.
Okay. And they're seeing something that they're working
and
for.
they're seeing something that is getting them to be a better individual. Because until that happens,
you still have. So you speak about changing a culture. A culture is how people are, their mores and ways. And interestingly, Howell and is Augustown, Bedward. I go down to you. Augustown have a very rich history, because
rich culture.
You have Bedward and you have
He was one of those great leaders.
Yeah, you have Bedward and those things, interesting. I won't go on that, but continue. So you know where Bedward is, guys, pretty close to. You can go and
visit. Right in the heart of Augustown.
Right
in the heart of Augustown. He was one of those leaders that could amass hundreds of people.
Okay.
To follow him. So, in terms of sports,
yes,
transforming life. If you can just start a corner league, start a little league, get the youngster, find him talent and channel it in the right direction, you'll be saving a life.
Okay.
And you might be saving your life also. Because when people think about getting youth life transformed, you know, then they're really not, some time a man not thinking about himself, you know, and the backlash, you know.
Okay.
Because if you know that when you transform this youngster life in the inner city, if you ever know how much you're saving your own life and the generation of your family down the road, trust me, you'll be so surprised. Because you see these youngsters where you ignore and not pay no attention to as leaders, as our leaders, they are the same one you're going to see when visit you uptown where you live. Because I can tell you this, growing up in the inner city, is that inside we pray upon the people inside. We go outside, go work. So it's not inside we work. So when we start work inside, the way we used to do, with the man who start work inside and broke him, we go look for him and broke him up, because if you know better.
That's their justice.
That's the inner city justice. That's the real code of how we're supposed to operate, or how we normally used to operate them days. I don't know what is happening now.
I mean, I know what is happening now. It just have
reprisals. I don't know what is happening now with that different cycle in terms of leadership. These youngsters, them no business. Them will thief you next door and thief anything around you if them now have the rating or the respect for you. But back then, if you do that, we come look for you and we deal with you accordingly. And so that was a code. So when I say I don't know what is happening now in terms of these youngsters, them, you don't have no body.
There's no order, there's no code.
There's no code. There's nothing there now.
So that is why it is the crime is spiraling out of control.
Yeah, you get rid of some things, you know, but some other things don't take effect.
Okay.
So years ago, government decides that we want no done, which is good, which is fine.
Right.
You have to replace it with something else. You have to have order. You have to have justice. You speak about the 4 things that God's throne is built on: righteousness, justice, truth. You understand me? And mercy. So if you don't find that, if you don't have anyone to give accountability, you can imagine back then, when the things start get bad, you know, you go report something to the police station, the police will tell you, I'll send you back on the corner and say, yo, I better you go to the man there, you know, because they say you're going to get justice.
You're serious?
But you see, there's so much I could tell you where community and these things is concerned. But what I want us to look at is the impact of sport. I don't want straight too far, because
we're not go straight
depth in too much things that
my
heart just burn me sometimes when I look back on some things and see how the changes, you know, just has taken a drastic turn for the worse.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, just odd. Is the situation, as you see it, redeemable? Is there any redemption that can happen? A lot of people are crying out about crime and violence. It seems to have no reason to it, in terms of how people are killed and so on. Is there any redemption?
There's always redemption, man. The redemption is you and I know. You see, what has happened to a lot of the inner city communities, the leaders, they have left, they have walked away. In other words, the gatekeepers, we talk about Nehemiah now and the walls broken down, the gatekeepers they have left their posts.
They've walked away
from their posts because they either get weary, tired, or fear grab some of them, because the new generation now that they didn't concentrate on guiding has gotten unruly. It's like you're a youngster, you know. If you don't take a hold of your youngster, you know, he put you out of your own house, because it means you're not in control over him. It's just the same thing. It's leadership, you know. So whether it be your son or not, if you're a leader within your community, you still have to pay attention to the youngsters. Them, you have to find way to channel their vision. It's like, if there's no leader, the community is out of order. The community is just going along on its merry road. Wherever the twist and turn of the river goes, that's where the community goes. No, you have to have leadership that governs the community. We have to ensure that don't just put up a stall anywhere on the banking side. Not just put things in a row, not just park yourself. There's so much thing that govern leadership that it
talking about order.
And exactly.
So you're talking about a principle that was there in the very beginning.
From the beginning.
So let there be order.
And there was order. So I'm saying now in terms of these guiding these youngsters, sports is a great tool. Because I can tell you now, if we should get the necessary the support to start a program in August where these youngsters sometimes them just run wild all over the place. And that's a wild, I mean,
I understand what you mean.
Way, but in a real way, in terms that just you have no guidance.
When we were growing up,
guidance,
Lego Beast.
Yeah, but we don't want to go so far. They might take offense, but that's the language that you use to use.
People understand that.
Yes. And so I'm saying that using sport to harness these things, man, you'll be amazed. Because some youngsters just now come out because them now leave them corner. Them now no reason to leave them corner. And now it's getting worse because the longer other people don't see them, people now gonna know them. You know, some never know some mismatches on that. And these youngsters are growing up so fast.
Okay.
So with they themselves and their other friends coming out, they know each other. You understand me? They see each other. Oh, he miss at school. Me never know how that's him live.
So you're talking about socialization.
Socialization.
It's an important part of what has broken down is how people have been socialized.
Exactly. And how well they interact socially. Because I'm going to meet you on the football field. And, funny thing, I never know say I come to school.
Okay.
Me just seen up. So sports bring a people and a nation together. You remember when Jamaica was going to World Cup? What happened?
1998.
A man could have just passed upon the bus and him just start a discussion. Because we are in World Cup. So it speaks of oneness. It speaks of you and I identifying ourselves through this particular event, through this thing. That's what sport does.
And then you realize how impactful it is because these people who would have had rivalries before would have easily taken the field to be their battleground. Easily. And they didn't do that. They went, they played, and they ensured they had good sportsmanship because they came out on top and, certain things happened.
Good rivalry.
Right.
Good rivalry. Hey, anytime you meet your son, you go beat up your team and you interact, you talk.
Right.
You not talk about gun, you talk about football.
Right. So the violence now becomes sportsmanship.
Sportsmanship, and it must decrease. It will decrease.
Yes,
it's going to decrease because it's something different they're thinking about.
That aggression to use the weapon now becomes the aggression to the ball and the back of the net.
Exactly.
So now it fuels more love and more unity and wanting to win and wanting to become more successful rather than harming that young man or that young girl or whoever who quote unquote this year.
Yeah, I was protected through sports. I was without puffing up or anything, I was one of the better baller down in August back then.
Somebody couldn't touch you.
I was like an icon down there as a footballer. Every footballer that play at a certain level become an icon at some point. Because people look at you and they recognize you are their baller. And so nobody ever look upon you in terms of violence and crime and them things. No man, a man respect the baller.
You got shop.
Baller, where you want baller?
So you get free lift.
Not necessarily free lift, but you get a buy, you get a pass because back then days when shop crowded, a man say, yo baller, where you want? I'm glad to associate.
Okay.
With talent. And so that's just the reality, right? And with a youngster, when time you feel good, you feel a sense of pride. People recognize them kind of way they found within the different areas of your community. You're recognized and you're protected in that way and that setting. It make you feel you get a sense of pride and and so when you start representing from the corner league now to representing the community, again it's at a different level. And so it's always keep your focus.
Okay. So some of the lessons that we are hearing in regards to it, one of the big things in terms of socialization of our young people, in terms of our people generally, that's what sports does. Because as you related the lesson with the corner league that started many decades ago, on a Sunday, Auguston would be empty because everybody was up there watching the corner league tournament that was happening. Everybody would go up. Mother, baby, everybody gonna go watch their representative playing. So it helped in terms of the community and socialization. It helped to break down barriers that were there. True?
Definitely.
All right. The other thing, you spoke about discipline. You mentioned the fact that the young man, because he had to go to training, instead of wasting his time, because he have to go to training because he wants to make that team what he does. Train at 3 o'clock, he would 3 o'clock and then bridging them go do something. Him say, me go left with him and I have training to do. So it helped him in terms of keeping him away from doing the wrong. And as we said, the devil find work for idle hands. Doing that would help them. You know about what happened in Grantsman in terms of Pastor Muirhead and the community thing that he did using the sports to...
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So you think that is a model that could be replicated across this nation?
Anything that has a positive impact can be replicated.
Okay. So
because you will have the people that did it already.
Okay.
Agreed.
And you will have an example. It's an example. It's a principle of how you do things.
Right.
And if it is right and it works, then put it to work in different areas in Jamaica, in the different trouble areas. Because I'm telling you, if you want to break the cycle, what the government actually can do is to provide for now the protection with the forces for the moment, because until they break the cycle. But let the sports play.
Let the sport play.
Let the sporting activity take place.
So it's not only
let
football.
The cultural activity take place. Because we also used to do quiz competition, a different competition. Dancing competition.
You mean in Augustown?
Yes, in Augustown, DJing competition.
So you're talking about the culture, because it...
Art, the sports, the culture, all of these things is part and parcel of talents that you're harnessing. Talents of youngsters that we are saying that give them a focus, give them something to look forward to. And you'll get these youngsters' mind focus from and on positive energy and on positive things than when they have nothing to do and they think of
no man, them have Facebook and them have Twitter, them have
everybody have them type of phone in the inner city. Some of them you might think say have it, but some not have it. Whole heap not have it. With no phone popular, and you might say them have it, but not all them have it, and not all them interested in it. And when them do upon it, a different thing than upon it for too.
Right, and Pastor just mentioned social media. So funny because you'd think that the youngsters are being engaged positively online, which is not so.
No.
As well as it breeds antisocial behaviors.
Exactly.
So when they're supposed to relate with real people, they don't know how to.
They don't know how to.
So social media has its perks.
Perks you call it.
Yes, it
has its pros and cons.
Yes.
It has its place in society, but when it
there
comes
must be a balance.
and when it comes on to breeding that unity that you're talking about, especially in the inner city communities, social media is not the first place you want to go.
Definitely not.
It's not the first place.
No, you want to play games. You want the youngsters to play some ball together, because they're going to socialize differently. They're going to interact
differently.
Social media for me, depending on Twitter, we don't really interact.
Right.
In a sense.
Text.
In terms of real interaction, because interaction of me touching you, me hugging you. I say, all right, my brother, you fall along and we laugh. Those are real interaction.
It's totally different from typing.
You go down a river, you chuck off in a one pool. Those are real fun and interaction, because when something happens, they might laugh off of you first, but then guess what? Them see one got help to carry you up.
Yeah.
And so that speak of love, that speak of,
and then you build memories.
You build memories also. It's a different thing. You don't tell me you're going to build memories on Twitter.
some people are like that. But we're coming up. You spoke about the lack of order, how everything has just descended into chaos and disorder. How do we reestablish that? You're talking from as a community person, because when we come back after the break, I want us to talk about the peace thing that happened in Augustown, but because that became a model for how you had that, it broke down, then you had the what you call it, the peace, what it was, the peace, what did you call it, David? There was some peace initiative, or the PMI was a part of it.
PMI was definitely a part of it.
And
so you had representative from PMI who lived in Augustown and worked peace management group.
Mm-hmm.
So you had a set of people that PMI and the different organizations are sent overseas, including myself, to do some
training
and peace management, conflict resolution and all these things. And so we end up being the peace officers in Augustown. And so out of that, there was real work taking place back then, because there was real people that you could identify with, and
real
people in terms of going to see them.
Yep.
Now you have man behind the scene where you can't receive to talk to.
What do you mean? Excuse me. All right. When we come back after the break, we'll talk about what happened in Augustown in terms of the peace thing and how it has broken down, because that is what really has happened.
Right. So before we go to the break, for those persons who are on social media, go ahead and follow us on Twitter. It's Bess100 FM, and on Instagram at Bess FM Jamaica. We're also streaming live on the website, and that's at bessfm.com, and we're also streaming live on Twitter. So please do follow us on Instagram, and don't move a muscle. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Bess
100. Warning, warning. When there is a hurricane warning, button down, tie down, everything. Lift appliances and furniture off the ground and secure your valuable items. If you wanna boat, secure it on land and turn on your yard if you a fisherman. Make sure you turn off every breaker, and before you sleep, turn off your generator. Flooding, that is a real danger. If you live a gully bank, river bank, or low line area, if you see flood waters are rising, get out, get out. Heed the warning. If your land starts slipping and sliding, get out, get out. Heed the warning. Hurricanes gonna happen, so be prepared.
A message from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how you do I take taxi style? Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and me check everybody and can't hear nothing positive. Yeah, hear me? You waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience, and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you. Wow, you big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
I try calling her, cause trust me.
Voiceless Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
This is your beloved Pastor Percy from the Morning Connection. Support our commitment to Jamaica by joining us on Wednesday mornings at 7:30 when we pray for the nation. Show us you care. Advertise with us. For more information, call our offices at 876-276-8935.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-382-528 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning. Welcome back. Shifting gears a little bit. Before we come back to David, just to highlight what's in the paper. Reunion Hope, British Hope office reconsider Viva request for sick baby stranded in Jamaica. Once upon a time we could have gone to England without a visa. I remember those days, but now, in order to go there, as a former British colony, you have to have a visa. And we wanted to become head of the Commonwealth, not true? The Secretary General. We're still asking the question this morning, how much money was spent for that? People call it a frolic. It's no longer a frolic. We just want to know because it was our money. And we say to them, please do not pass the misinformation about, all of these bilateral things happen. We need to find out how much of the government's money was spent. The government's money, our money, because the government is our government and our money that was spent. We remember yesterday the headline was $40 billion. The leader of the opposition was saying, based on what is happening in our country, we need to do immediate relief to our people. Come back to leadership. We've been talking about leadership. How important leadership is, understanding the pain of the people, how we're going to deal with it. Some people continue to make the call that a way that could have significant impact is to look back again at what is happening with this gas tax. You can make some adjustment. We're not saying remove all of it, but do some adjustment there, and the impact in terms of the economy is going to be even wider. So instead of giving some taxmen, because you have to be registered, that $25,000 voucher, just do it and everybody will be impacted in terms of dealing with what is happening with inflation, because it doesn't seem that the Ukraine-Russia conflict is going to go away from us sometime yet. And in that same breath, I'm also making a call to the powers that be. What are we doing in terms of food security? What are we doing in terms of food security for our nation? Because 2 billion people, the headline said about 5 days ago, suffering because of that. But then young farmers excel at entrepreneurship. We spoke yesterday about growth and jobs. Saudis expressed keen interest to invest in Jamaica. Let's watch what happens there. Why we watch what happens there? There's a shifting that is happening in terms of the geopolitics of the world. The Russia, China axis, India versus US, Europe, what is happening. Scandal after scandal as we continue that vein. Boris Johnson is gone. Other in Sri Lanka, other people are gone. What is happening in regards to it? Do some of our leaders, because of what has happened presently, need to step down, step away, allow for new leadership to come about? And in terms of the whole call, in terms of leadership, as we move towards our 1660, one of the questions we need to ask ourselves in terms of the constitutional arrangement for a country that does not, in its present way of being structured, allow for a lot of things to happen for Jamaicans in Jamaica. And one of the first things in regards to our constitution, we have to pay the creditors first. You pay the creditors first while everybody else is suffering. So those are things that we will continue to keep live in front of us in terms of saying there are some things that we can change for ourselves. Somebody yesterday spoke about why don't we do like what other countries do in terms of giving every Jamaican land instead of using this term of people being squatters? Because the British left the land with us, and we, in terms of our arrangement as Jamaicans, can do something in terms of all of this crown land. Isn't it interesting that we still call it crown land? Isn't it interesting that we still call it crown land? Which somebody would say really still belong to the crown, because it's crown land. It's not Jamaica government land. It is crown land. So those are some things that we just keep ahead of you. And let's go back to David. In the break, we were talking about the importance of fathers. Some recent research, this guy has done extensive research, and he's looked at the lives of the shooters. In the US, they have these young men who just buy these very explosive weapons and go into a place and just begin to shoot. And in recent times, that has happened. We know that Abe was killed in a political thing, but he says, having done serious research around the world, he noted that an important factor in terms of these young men's life was the absence of a father in their lives in a significant way. Can you relate to that, David?
Well, you have said it before. Right around the world, everyone can relate to that. Because the truth is, without your father, without a proper father figure over your life, especially in an inner city community, and I say especially because there's more darkness in an inner city than anywhere else in the world. I can tell about that. When I say darkness, I mean in terms of just the whole illiteracy, the whole thing of lack of knowledge of how to do, what to do, talk about poverty. And so without that father to guide or to help that youngster to keep focus, I'm telling you, you're going to have a cycle of darkness repeating itself. It's just a reality. Because now that I am a father and I've learned over the years how to father, because I had to learn it. I had no father of my own to guide me. So I had to learn it. So I am now realizing that, wow. And I had made a decision. At one point I had lived in New York. And I made a decision when I know that my youngsters, they were out here, growing up on their own. I decided, no, I will not repeat the cycle.
You broke the cycle.
I came back home to ensure that my youngsters got proper schooling. All of them went to university, got their degree, and they're now big people. They are young adults and big people doing their own thing now. So I'm saying that without my presence there, what would have happened? There would have been no guidance. I remember my youngsters being attracted to one of the what you call it, the road boy them, the street youth them. I call it street youth because I was a street youth, so I know them. And I had to guide her out of that process. I said, no, we have to, me know your mother did pick up me. Yeah, but that's all right. Then.
Your mother did pick up you.
And I put it from the angle there because I'm saying that
when redemption happened for you.
I saw the light.
Okay.
I had people, the Reverend Tad Miller, for one, was one of those people that impacted my life. You yourself was one of those persons also. So I had a different type of breakthrough where that was concerned. But I recognize also that if she went down that pathway, the cycle could have been repeating itself. So I decided to say, no, let us, and I guided her out of that process. So I'm saying that without the father being there, father voice is a different thing, it's a different tone. You hear my voice sound? It's different. When I talk to my young son, I say, listen, you hear what mother said a while ago, boy? Or girl? They just change, they just transform.
Okay.
And then they have that support of bouncing things when they go to school and come back home, you and them share things. Even today, my young ladies, when I walk through that door, my young ladies, because they still live with me, both two of them. And I'm telling you, when I walk through that door, they download on me even today. And it has been like that from they have been in primary school. Every time that they come home, that they get a download of what took place through that day, and it's still happening. So I'm saying that that's what father provides.
Wow.
That's important of father, the guidance, the encouragement, being there for them every single activity and event they have at school. I've been there for them. PTA meeting, I've been there for them. So I'm saying that fatherhood he's so important. I pray for them. Things that I teach them to pray. I show them, I point them in the right direction.
Yes.
Because all of these things is a package. Fatherhood is a package. It provides protection. I mean, you imagine a street man now become a father. So say, ain't nobody out for the street now go really look on your family because they understand the thing. You understand.
Because you know both ends.
But I'm saying, yeah, and even without you knowing it, if you stand up there as a strong man within your community, you will protect your family. You're there for them. Nobody now come bully them. Nobody now come just say, hey girl, hey, and call her out for the street.
Yeah.
And say, yo, the boss want No, you're a respected person. Because you're there for your family. Them see the family man. And I can tell you something, the funny thing about life within the inner city. When you become a respected person in your community, all of the other man, them all who are bad boy, them respect you too. Them look to you as part of their good package, or part of the good things that happening for them in Augusttown, because when them go around and say, yo, we have good people down here, you know, because you know, Pastor Percival, the son, you have brother this, and you have the man there. Them Monday, and them big job and them good job. They respect them thing there. And them see one or two times will come check it too.
Mm-hmm.
So, being a father figure in your community, also helping other youngsters, is part of a role for a man to play at any time at all. So fatherhood is critical.
I particularly love the part of your story that you mentioned, you taking a conscious, definitive decision to come back home to your children.
Yeah, I would miss a New Yorker. I live in New York. I enjoy. I was
you could have done so many other things, but you decided that I need to be a father.
Because my presence was important also.
Right. And with that, you also mentioned that even to this day, your children being young women or old young adults, they still do the download of the day. And I don't think Jamaicans realize how important it is to build a relationship with your children from early out. So as they transition in life, they trust you to tell you what is happening, to give you the information on what is going on in their life, so they, can guide him or her in the right direction. I don't think they realize how important it is. And that key detail is one of the transformative things in your story that will not have your children go the same route you went or similarly.
You have to break the cycle.
Right.
You must break the cycle when you recognize the truth, when you recognize that which is right. I'm going to tell you just a little story. One of my daughter got married. And she lived with her husband, and one night I was at a football game, and my phone rang, watching a football match, and my phone rang. She called me. What happened? She was bitten by a 40 leg.
Mm-hmm.
She just called me, I say, you saw the 40 leg? And she said, yes, she saw the thing, and she knows it's a 40 leg, and it's a big one. I say, what you call big? And she described the size almost like the Palmer. And I said, listen me, get up and go to the doctor immediately. Now, when I look back at it, if there was no relationship, and when she went to the doctor, she got a penicillin shot, a big shot, that saved her life. Because those things can really, really kill you.
Yeah.
And it saved her life. But I'm saying that she had her other family around her. She had her husband, and I'm just saying the relationship, she called her father.
Right.
And because of the relationship,
her life was saved.
Her life was
ultimately.
Ultimately. So I'm saying that these things are important.
Yeah, because David, you have pointed to a principle, because we speak about mindset change on this program, myself and Minett. Because if you don't change your mind, you're not going to change the circumstance. And if you know what the truth is, it will help you in terms of the things that you can do. So one of the things we're talking about is educating people, keeping people informed, and making decisions. Because if you don't make a decision that you're going to change, you will not change. The whole thing about sacrifice. Because as you said, up in New York, it was a good life.
Yes.
But you said, no, my thing is my children are important in terms of presence. That is a presence. That's a very important thing. Presence in terms of your children. I tell people all the time, even as you relate that, people say, how do you spell love to children? Or you spell love to children?
You tell me.
T-I-M-E.
Time. Yeah, that's a
Time is what it is. So even as we look about solutions in terms of transformation, because we're talking about real lessons that can bring about change that we want so much. There's a gentleman that calls regular. He says, you fix the family, you fix the nation.
Mm-hmm.
That's the truth.
And then somebody else also said, whatever family structure you have, yeah, people are married. If it's you and the lady live together and everybody know that is the family, then let that work for you in terms of they know, the parents might not even married, but that I'm a mother and my father, and them in a relationship that is committed to each other. We are just saying that if you fix the family structure in terms of what needs to happen, a lot of the things that are out of whack are out. And then the other thing, David, I hear you saying, as a man, stand as a man. We cannot, Queen Africa has this song, I am ready to. Lioness on the rise.
Yeah.
I would say the lions on the rise too. The lions in our country, the men need to begin to stand up and we're ready. Whatever it is, we're saying we want to make the change. Because that is, for me personally, that is how my faith takes faith. I not only pray, but I'm doing the things that are bring about change because I believe that God is real and what him said in word can stand. What do you think about that, my friend?
Well, definitely. I mean, anybody believe that there is no God and God doesn't exist really is a fool. Really is a fool. It's just reality. He's a fool.
So that's what you're saying. Man will disagree
Anybody
with
who believes, I'm saying that, but he'll be a fool.
Okay.
And not only because the scripture called him a fool, or because the scripture say, the fool saying is that there is no God. But I'm saying that in reality, look around you. Look around you. Look at nature. Look at life. Look at love. What else could there be? There has to be.
Talk about a creator.
There has to be. Love is the greatest. And God is love. So if you believe in love, then all right, that's okay. You'll be doing good.
Okay.
That you'll be doing great. And just stick to love. If you believe there's no God, all right, let me see.
Seek out the love. Love God, love neighbor as yourself. That's what it is.
That's really what it is. Really just love. Love the people. Love your nation. Love your family. And I'm telling you, we'll have a great nation.
Interesting. So lessons. So just to, as we come up to our 8 o'clock, and then we'll open the lines to take questions from people. We're talking about sport in its transformative way, that it is able to transform lives, but it is able to transform communities. You have seen the impact of it. Or the Peace Council down in Augustown. Let's get a quick about that, because you spoke about being trained and all of that. What's happening in Augustown now? It look like the peace mash up.
Well, some of the things that really caused Augustown to fall back to where it is in the state is the reality that back then you could actually come face to face with some of the dance. Now, what is happening that most of the people that is calling the shot is not anymore living in Augustown.
Okay.
So therefore, it's not easy to call these men together. They're not living in Augustown. They don't live here.
Oh.
So it's a difference. That's one of the breakdown in terms of managing these youngsters. These youngsters now are a little different to manage. Because now you have youngsters where buy them own a gun now. Them now have to wait for a done to give them nothing and they take a lot.
So where they get the money from? Scamming?
Well, you have different ways, to get money, So I don't know where these ones are getting their own from, because now you have contract killers now in so many different communities. It's not funny.
Okay.
So a man just to get some job done. I mean, you're going to the biggest thing now, man. And I like one time, man, say, I sell some weed, I might sell some drugs otherwise. No.
So we need to get the guns out of the people them hand.
It's another story for.
That's another story for another
time.
But
in terms of what is happening in Augustown, we still have people on the ground trying to advocate for peace. But, well, like Mr. Wilson and some other people, I mean, I don't have to call all the names, but what are the people that are on the ground working? Because you have the pastors working, the church is working. But for me, when I look at what is happening now, I realize you can't be talking peace when there is no justice.
Okay.
No peace.
When
point.
There is no justice, the people will definitely take the law in their own hand.
That is a solid point. Very, very solid point. And I also think that we need to attack the issues, the smaller issues first, because it is a butterfly effect. It is a domino effect. The smaller things, they blossom and they get into big giants that are plaguing the society. And if we're not targeting the petty things that we'd call it in our communities, if the young man steals something from you, if you have a nephew who just decides, say, them are going to take something without permission, that is where it starts. It starts there, and then they become ungovernable over a period of time, and them unruly.
That's why you have an unruly crew.
That's why you need proper home structure. That's why we say fix home and fix the nation, and that's the reality.
Yeah. Last week I mentioned I mentioned the learning starting in at conception.
Yeah.
And I know, like, it literally starts there.
Yes,
as soon as the development starts, learning starts.
Yes, it
so
does.
you cannot wait until a child is 5 to be disciplining the child.
You can't wait till him born either.
Right.
You
so
have
you
to start
have to
speak over his life.
Right.
Let the music play over him.
Right. So you cannot be just doing any old thing and think that, oh, it's not affect him or her. Him not born yet. She not born yet. It is going to affect that child. And when that child is born, you have to now decide how you're going to discipline the child. Nobody is saying you're going to be beating a 2-year-old or you're going to be beating a 9-month-old with a stick and a belt and you're going to be shouting, because they're not going to understand that language. But if the child takes up something that he or her should not be taking up, the first word is no.
Exactly.
Don't do that. And you keep on doing that. And as you rightly said earlier, repetition.
You're on the right track.
Repetition. As soon as you start repeating these things, it has to become a habit and the effects will show. It will show.
Of course,
don't worry about how many times the child is going to do it.
It's training.
It is training.
It is training. Train up the child in the way it should go. It is training. So the word of a principle for everything in life.
Right.
Everything is guided by a principle. So you train that child properly and that child will learn it.
Right.
And it will just chip in when things happen.
Don't worry about the amount of times the child is going to do the wrong thing. Worry about your strategy. How are you going to ensure the child learns not to do it? And you're going to do it in stages because the child is growing and it is stages. You cannot decide that a 9-month-old, you're going to slap the 9-month-old, because guess what? That child is learning, that child is growing, and you have to also learn and grow with the child.
That's correct. You're on the right track, my dear.
So that's important. So principles, we train out principles, transformation. I hear talking about relationship. I hear talking about presence. I hear talking about justice. Justice. We want justice is a cry across the nation. So you're saying that we have to fix what
we
is
we have to fix our justice system.
We have to fix our justice.
There's no way a young man gonna in the inner city going kill an ex-young man brother or him father. And he'll be out on the road and this young man will watch him walk past, maybe they'll laugh and a drink and a flash with him, friend them, and you come to that youngster and still tell him peace.
So there needs to be justice.
And that's why the inner city is what it is today. When there's no justice, the people gonna take the law in their own hands.
But the people, so we're not calling for jungle justice, are you? You're just saying that we need to fix the justice system.
The justice system. You have to fix the justice system. And that's why a community where it's at, because a man going want justice, so I'm going to seek justice for himself if he don't get it from the right source.
Right. Remember earlier on the show, Mr. Layla mentioned that back in, I don't want to say back in his days, because I don't want it to look too old.
But that's okay, because
but
time
in those times,
and the transition is so close that
right.
you can't say that.
So in those times, there was still the issue of people going to the police and the police is sending them back to their community members or the dons of their communities. So you realize that they have been always seeking justice from the right persons, but they're not getting it. So when they're sent back to their people, what do?
Make them own justice system.
Exactly.
That's right.
So it is not something that just erupted because of dancehall music. It's not something that erupted from just somebody who get up one day and say, listen, we're not going to no police, we could just take things in our own hand. People have always been trying to do the right thing because they know what the right thing is. But how do they get to doing the bad thing? Because they're being rejected from the people who are supposed to be guiding them.
No justice.
Yeah. Are we coming up to the 8 o'clock break? Politics and communities. What's the impact? Politics. The politicians are part of the problem we're having now in regards to what is happening with justice and inner city and all of those things.
You're asking for a response, or you're talking about?
Ask you for a response.
Well, I can tell you, if the politician within any constituency not helping to reduce crime, not helping to get the youngsters them focused and pointed in the right direction, they are part of the problem.
Yes.
Because they are leaders. They are the one that's supposed to provide leadership and the connection to the sources that young southern people of a community will need. And if they are not providing it, they are part of the problem.
Yes.
So the partisan politics, would you say that's been part of our problem?
It is not so much, it is not so prevalent now, but it will be a part of the problem always, as long as there's partisan politics. It will be a part of the problem, because if I wear orange and you wear green, and your leader is a green leader, and mine is an orange leader, but I'm my leader in a power, and you'll feel like me can't come to the leader over there, so because that's still part and parcel of our culture.
Yes.
And I want a man to think me a sell out.
Yes, and as we are coming up to our 8 o'clock break, on a more positive note, our athletes have gone on to World Championships in Eugene, Oregon. Yes, so that's on a very, very positive note, as we're going to
They're leaving because
they left already. So the championships start on Friday, and last night our reggae girls qualified for World Cup.
They did?
Yeah.
What they win? One love?
No, 4-0.
They beat.
What did I tell you yesterday?
Yes,
well, congratulations to them.
Congratulations to our young ladies who are going off, and also to our footballers for qualifying for
Reggae girls.
The World Cup. So after the break, we're going to open the lines. The lines to call are 279-8473 and 619-1508. That's 279-8473 and 619-1508. Don't move a muscle. We soon come back.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I've ever met. You're simply the best.
Bess FM 100.5 on your dial. Keep listening.
The station that rules the nation from state to state, country to country.
Bess FM.
We play the hits just for you.
BBC News. Hello, this is Jerry Smith. Russian-appointed officials in the occupied Kherson region of southern Ukraine say huge explosions from a Ukrainian rocket attack overnight caused civilian casualties. The occupying authorities say 6 civilians were killed, 7 others are missing, and more than 80 were injured. Joe Inwood is in Kyiv.
The explosions which lit up the sky over Novokakhovka could be seen and heard for miles around. Ukraine says this was a huge Russian ammunition dump being destroyed in the occupied south. Russia say they hit a potassium nitrate warehouse, causing massive damage to nearby buildings. But there does seem to be one thing both sides agree on. This was US-supplied precision rockets, HIMARS, making their presence felt. In a war that's become increasingly about wearing the other side down, destroying ammunition and logistical targets is the new Ukrainian strategy.
The euro has fallen to parity with the US dollar for the first time in 20 years, amid fears of an energy supply crisis and further US interest rate rises. But with the German economy teetering on the edge of a recession, there's little optimism behind the euro. James Wickham reports.
Back in early February, the euro was worth more than $1.13, but it's seen significant losses since then. Investors are worried that an energy supply crisis may plunge European economies into recession. On Monday, Russia announced a scheduled shutdown of the Nord Stream 1 pipeline, which transports natural gas from Russia to Europe, and there's worries it might not reopen, with European countries supporting Ukraine in the war against Russia.
A number of women in Iran have been posting videos and photos of themselves without wearing a hijab. Sebastian Usher reports on the latest campaign against the mandatory wearing of the headscarf in Iran.
The Iranian authorities have designated today as Hijab and Chastity Day, with rallies organised in support. But a counter-protest has been launched by some Iranian women inside and outside the country who are rebelling against the headscarf, which has been compulsory ever since the Islamic Revolution in 1979. One woman has posted a video of herself riding a bike with her hair flowing free. Others pose in photos unveiled, some fully showing their faces, others wearing sunglasses or with their faces tilted away. The head of a judiciary has called those campaigning against it enemies of the state.
Britain's former Chancellor of the Exchequer has formally launched his bid to become the next Prime Minister and Conservative Party leader, with a pledge to restore trust and rebuild the economy. However, Rishi Sunak said it was not credible to promise more spending and lower taxes, contrary to promises by rival candidates. World news from the BBC. The military government in Mali has declared that 49 soldiers from Ivory Coast, who were detained at the airport in Bamako when they arrived on Sunday, were mercenaries. However, the United Nations peacekeeping mission in Mali, MINUSMA, said the men were part of a unit that provided routine logistical support to the Ivorian military contingent of MINUSMA. The government in Mali says the case will be referred to the judicial authorities. Soaring temperatures are continuing to grip much of Europe, with Portugal and Spain being the worst affected. Firefighters in the north and centre of Portugal have been battling several wildfires, fuelled by the heat and drought conditions. Alison Roberts is in Lisbon.
Lisbon's fountains and nearby beaches offer some respite for residents and tourists, but the whole of mainland Portugal is suffering the driest climate in over a millennium, and temperatures are set to soar further. An unprecedented 80% of mainland Portugal is at exceptional risk of fires, according to the National Meteorological Institute. The government has put the whole of the mainland on heightened alert, activating emergency responses and releasing funds to hire more firefighters. It's also restricted access to forested areas and banned the use of machinery.
In Pakistan's Sindh province, 26 people are now reported to have died because of heavy monsoon rains. The region's capital, Karachi, is partly underwater, with several main roads submerged. Rescue workers are using boats to reach stranded residents. British politicians have praised the Olympic athletics champion Mo Farah after he revealed he was trafficked as a child to the UK to work as a domestic servant. The Chancellor, Nadeem Zahawi, described the athlete as truly inspirational, while the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, thanked Mo for highlighting the crime of child trafficking.
You're listening to Bess.
100.
One in. When there is a hurricane warning, button down, tie down, everything. Lift appliances and furniture off the ground and secure your valuable items. If you wanna boat, secure it on land and turn on your yard if you a fisherman. Make sure you turn off every breaker, and before you sleep, turn off your generator. Flooding, that is a real danger. If you live a gully bank, river bank, or low line area, if you see flood waters are rising, get out, get out. Heed the warning. If your land starts slipping and a sliding, get out, get out. Heed the warning. Hurricanes gonna happen, so be prepared.
A message from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
Looking to clean your vehicle super clean? 123 Clean Car Wash, located at 2 1/4 Osborne Road, Kingston 10. Entrance on Grove Road, below Tropical Battery. They wash and vacuum, undercarriage wash, engine wash, polish and compound, shampoo and detailing. Call them at 876-631-3400. 123 Clean Car Wash, the best in the business for a cleaner wash.
3, believe me, it's so easy. 1, 2, 3.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how you do I take taxi style? Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and me check everybody and can't hear nothing positive. Yeah, hear me? You waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience, and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. With them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you. Wow, you big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
I try calling her, cause trust me.
Waiters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
Vegan Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vijay Printers, your best choice in printing.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-Time Taxi Service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
We are something special on the road.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-3825-8 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
This is your beloved Pastor Percy from the Morning Connection. Support our commitment to Jamaica by joining us on Wednesday mornings at 7:30 when we pray for the nation. Show us you care. Advertise with us. For more information, call our offices at 876-276-8935.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning, welcome back to the Morning Connection. We've had this morning in-house guest who's just shared his experiences in terms of and real solutions in terms of how we think we can fix this problem. Remember, as we come back, that we're talking about real solutions that can fix the problems. We believe that one of the things that has to be fixed urgently is the whole thing of the Constitution, the arrangement, the covenant that we have with each other and our leaders. A second thing that he's spoken about is the whole thing of justice. Justice. We hear it every day in terms of the cries of our people. We want justice, but it's beyond we want justice, is to fix it. He also spoke about the need to be intentional, even in terms of what he was and what has happened and how he uses football, sees football, sports as a tool in the hands of the people in terms of helping our young people. The summer is here. What are we going to be doing with them in the summer in their communities? In terms of getting them to be actively engaged in terms of doing something. And he spoke also about his decision to be present as a father for his children and the fact that even today he continues to have relationship. And we talk about a lot of things, but we have to speak, I believe, truth to each other in terms of what are the real things that we need to go after, the 20% that will fix 80% of the problems that we have. And even in terms of how our utilities deal with our persons, that is still on the card. JPSCO has been doing some work and they've partnered with us. But what about the utilities in terms of the phone utilities? Yesterday we had a caller who was saying, what is happening? What is happening? And I'm following that up with this new initiative that they have, this, what they call the yard, where the man says, I want back my number, I want back my line. Who is going to respond to his call? You see, the cry for justice is not only in terms of the justice system, proper in terms of somebody commit a crime, but the simple justice in terms of how we deal with each other on a daily basis. The lines are now open. You can call 876-619-1508, 876-279-8473, and just want to acknowledge the people online who've been in terms of what's been happening. While we acknowledge who the caller is, just servant God, I like what he says. To fight modern crimes, all citizens must be registered in the system to locate these criminals. Interesting. But continue to do what you do. Good morning, caller. How are you?
Morning, Pastor.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Yeah, this is the People's Banker.
Hi, sir. How you doing? The People's Banker. How you
Good
be
morning.
planning, sir? How you doing? What's up?
Well, yeah, well, listen to the good show this morning. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. And we want to add a little thing to it, you know?
Go ahead.
So, you see, when I was growing up,
Mm-hmm.
we have my parents around me.
Yes, sir.
And as harsh and as I don't know what the word to use, that my old man, in a joke.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it balanced off with my mother.
Mm-hmm.
Because you couldn't find a kind of angel in the whole universe.
True.
So now, we kind of gravitate towards my mother, you know?
Yeah.
And I really still have a bad feeling for the old man. Because that is how him grew.
Mm-hmm.
So, it appears to me, Pastor, that it's a generational thing.
Okay.
Because if your parents grow you tough and you graduate toward the tougher one,
Mm-hmm.
then now when you have your family now, somehow you figure that that is the right way to do the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, what to look at it in a way, you know, like it's a balance, you know?
The parents balance out each other. That's a true still, you know.
Yeah. And then now, when you have your own now, you can start to look for a partner
Mm-hmm.
who will complement you. Because you already have the example of your parents.
True.
You know what I mean? So now, we want to just support the man that was there, the gentleman that was there.
I'm still here, man.
Still, big up my man. Big up.
Yeah, man, I'm still here listening, man. You sound like you know what going on.
We come out of Hermitage, and we come out of Augustown, and we come out of Grand Spain Road, and we understand the struggle of the poor people. And what the gentleman said is the right thing himself. You will never have peace until you have justice and equal rights as Peter has said.
True.
Because I'm telling you, Pastor, me is not a ragamuffin. Me is a kind, gentle person.
Mm-hmm.
And me try to deal with everybody like family. So even when me talk up the policeman them on the road, you still have to give them the due respect.
True.
But no, when you turn around and see some others who wear that uniform, I backs up the people them and I treat them like say them are nothing. It brings tears to the eye, man.
Yeah, because of the authority and upon them abusing it. They don't understand themselves.
No, it may tell you know, you don't like to support the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're living in the community. And the police station is right there. So you know you have to deal with it. Even if you like it or you don't like it, you have to work with the program. And the program is that we must maintain law and we must maintain the peace.
True.
So now, even last night, me upon the road, go buy a food and book up the super. And the man have the man have 2 big guns.
Mm-hmm.
And two things of ammunition in my waist. And me book him up on the shop and buy food just with me.
Mm-hmm.
So me have to give the man the due respect.
Mm-hmm.
And just encourage him right there and then and tell him, so yeah, man, the good people there by your side, yes, sir.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Because I know that even him under pressure.
True.
Yeah.
Him have him team under him. And him have to account for them.
True.
So my approach always, Pastor and the visitor and Madam Beer, my approach is always to push in a kind word.
True.
Yes.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, my
because
brother.
when you're in authority, you know, if you don't know about the next person, but I have been in authority, and it is tempting.
To abuse.
Because if the devil that with you, you know, trust me, you're going to the wrong direction.
All right. Okay.
So you have to walk always with the Almighty.
True.
And pray that the decision that you make and the guidance that you give those below you is the right thing.
True.
Yeah.
All right.
So we just start to big up our visitor there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we come out of the ghetto like him and we understand.
The run-ins, yeah. Yeah, man.
Poverty. You remember what the Bible says?
Mm-hmm.
Poverty will turn the wise man mad.
All right. All right. Blessings.
So the proverb says, poverty maketh the wise man mad. So even the wisest man among us, wisest woman among us, you put them in a poverty situation.
Change your mind.
Surprised to see how things change.
Yeah. All right.
So we just want to big up the FM crew, the Bess FM crew.
Yeah.
Because the morning show a rock.
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right. We have another call online.
The station they might have some music and people feel nice and go to work, but for those who want to hear the real thing, big up Bess FM.
All right, my brother. Bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good
Morning.
day.
Welcome, caller.
Greetings.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning and good morning to the listeners and your guests.
Yes, sir.
Morning.
Yeah, man. You are going on, Pastor. Yesterday I call you with such indignation, over the state of the country and in terms of the corruption and so forth.
Yeah, man.
One gun kill 30 people.
Yeah.
And FLA give out guns to known criminal back in the past. I don't know if I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
Understand? What the brother proposed, I was listening in terms of the football initiative.
Yeah.
Corner League and so on.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's something that can replicate right across Jamaica in a systematic way.
True.
They use the church and the community centers because we the people are the government, of course, and we have to do it, because, the 60 member of parliament are 66, whatever number it is.
63, yeah.
You understand? They are just a few. We are the majority out here who want to change. You understand?
And we have to change it.
Yes, and I congratulate that brother there who, want institute that and has been doing it and support in Augustown.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in the ghetto.
Mm-hmm.
So I know what it is like. I'm just 41 today.
Mm-hmm.
And believe me.
Happy birthday, my brother.
Yeah, man, respect, man. And I've seen it, growing in Manizil Road area.
Mm-hmm.
And believe you me, cassava peas,
mm-hmm.
You name it. And football did help me when I can go down Avondale and, play some football and thing. But when I come back to the community and so on, you have adults in the community who they are not,
good examples.
Outstanding. Good example, so to speak, and then you have the music, a beat in your ears, and I teach you certain things. Bounty Killer was my idol, and me right now I grew up and I can take some good examples from him. But at the time, the gun thing, I go in a giant lodge and in a giant church. I never own a gun, but but poor people fed up on all these things, and I can relate to what I say.
Sure.
You understand? And there are things where I know I do good right now and so forth, but at the same time, we have to be careful, even with the music where we teach the children them, because for me, music was an escape, but music was a encouragement to certain
university for you. Yeah, man. Yeah, true.
So, it's not just one-sided. It's when time me go jungle a dance and thing, and me say, look at youth at the time. A bust up gun when time, when music
forward.
Music busting at them head and forward. And me I say, what? That's a good man. It look nice, and me say at them youth you have the power and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So, me attracted to gun and me like the power where it come with and all of these things. But Jack come in and me looking at myself when my mother cry and so on, and me I get too much trouble and me make a U-turn.
True.
You understand? And but may I say to you, and may I say to the listener them, we can do this.
We must do it.
And we must do it, and we will do it.
Yeah.
You understand? And I think what has happened in Sri Lanka,
mm-hmm.
I think that needs to happen in Jamaica, but in a way where it's not violent. Nobody enough to dead. You understand?
True.
But we need to get rid of these two gangs.
Okay.
Because they are gangs, and I think the church, all the church leaders, they know for host them in them church, because we know these things. We know say them are gang. We know JLP and PMP are gang, and them have members. We need to get rid of them.
Okay.
Apart from the legislative work that needs to be done, We need to get rid of these two gangs, and that's my contribution.
All right, then. Good. Thank you. We have another caller online. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Blessed morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning to everyone in the studio. Brother,
Morning.
I can relate to your situation, because brother, I get to my group, I come out there. But it never name get out, name get out.
Okay.
I'm tell you this, brother. 13. You know my name 13? Waltham Park Road. Waltham Park Road I run, right? Mother of 3 boys. She grew up. And none of it, not turn the head the other way. Straight ahead, look. So I can tell any youth right now, but dead. If you want something, you don't have to follow. You can just look straight ahead. Listen to some elders. Watch the right thing and do the right thing. I'm going to tell you this. In my time, you have set like race symbolic, Channel 1, Judge. What the set? You got, when Friday come, look for go party, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday too. And if you don't mind sharp, you go out some invitation party and the people them turn on light for you 11:30 and say, and call them that and say, one way, you know him, and them say no, them say come out.
Oh boy.
You understand?
You lift up your head and move out.
Yeah.
Get out.
So pastor, we never have to do no one night, pastor. After them send me out of one party, this is a man, pastor. It's a joke. This is a man that run down the road with a pot. So the man move fast to the pot to the pastor. And I say, wait, and where I go on? You know, say, after them run out the man out, the man just go in the back and lift up the man post You know, let me tell you, there was time, good time. Policeman walk with him button. The biggest gun was 30.
Yeah.
22. No youth no know about 22 guns. You understand?
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell the pastor, you never come up and come turn around it.
Yeah.
You come do what I have to do.
Yeah. You were intentional.
I'm an electrical engineer.
Yeah.
I'm an electrical engineer. I teach people. I have some youth who I teach. I'm specialized in electrical installation. I'm teaching of youth. Teach them.
Yeah.
Who want it, take it. Who don't want it, go on.
Yeah.
Now youth around me, pastor, now, you know, say, you get contract work. And the man them give the material. And I say one of the boss give me some material. And the material I run short all the way. I say, the material I run short. The same man around me I teach the material. You understand? So, we just know what I have to do. We do what I have to do. But brother, I can relate to everything we say. And we're there. And let me tell you something. You see that morning program here? Because we top on it down. So right now, I'm not 100 right now because I'm taking my phone line and I'm just upset. You know?
We are work on it. We get information.
Let me tell you something. Jamaica needs some people to wake up and see what go on. We can't sit down and make them people that do this faster.
True.
The light man, the water man, the telephone man, and them just come in and manipulate the system. And we little people too, we're glad to have phone and run up and down and take picture. We should stop it.
Yeah.
We should reach out and touch. You hear the song say? He ain't heavy, he's my brother. You know that song, Pastor?
No, we have to find it and see if we play it for you. Because you have to give you some song, man.
He ain't heavy, he's my brother. If I'm living with sorrows, all these things we know would be good for my brother. It I tell you, say, the Lord.
Yeah, you have to share it.
I'm a brother. Him not heavy. All when him bear me down. I'm gonna tell you something. Me just see a man say, yes, brother, the politician them. And them are the corruption, brother. Politician them and corruption them. Cause that side I look for that side and that side no unity, no peace.
Yeah. And
a man only ball out when it suit him.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. You see, from them cut out the leader here, a Zinga, I start to say injustice there in Jamaica. From a sick flight green, can't depend on no movements there. And a camera catch him. The man him friend them. I can't say injustice thing.
Yeah.
And I know flicker things I say I go on. You see? I'm want this brother and Nesta Morgan. Now stop, Nesta. We need to know how much money you spend.
Yeah, we keep asking that. Yeah.
We need to know the money we spend. You tell lie about
Flight Green.
Morrison. Spend the money for Jamaica didn't spend any money for him, not a red cent. We need to know, and we now go stop. And if we have a little system where anytime you see a program, a little radio program or progress, try shut it down. I try to sabotage it. But if you know one or two, a many radio stations will ball out.
Yeah.
We not stop ball out.
We need to know, my friend.
We not stop. What do you mean? The taxpayers are going to pay our next money there now.
Yeah.
You see the next money where taxpayers are going to pay? Eh? Policeman and railway and we are pay the money.
Yeah.
Them man they will drive them pastor. I want to ask you something. We them work for we. And when we dip on road, pastor, you see them, you see police are front, police are back. If you don't mind shopping, police are up on the car top. So and you have to come out of the road. You know, the system.
There's something wrong with the system. Something wrong with the system.
Youth man, you get up and look on the system.
Yeah, we have to change the system.
Go down at the library and go see the Constitution. Go down at town and go get a copy of it. And sit down and read. That's enough to do. I'm not saying enough to smoke in the weed, but when you're not smoking the weed, one man in them must can't read. Because when we find out now, the youth them were up in a education, and them are study the thing and I do the thing now.
Yeah.
So one man sit down, like in our school, and say, but watch you know, see when the policeman stop me, and I say, hey boy, him not for say that. Him for class me, sir.
Yes. So education is the most. Yeah, we come up on the breakdown. Yeah, man.
What's the name of the artist for the song you requested?
Huh?
What's the name for the artist?
Oh, so I always come with it. I get the more song on a show. But he ain't heavy. The song is He Ain't Heavy is my brother.
Okay.
He ain't heavy is my brother.
All right.
He is heavy.
Yeah,
with
man.
sorrows. Anyway, the Virgin, keep on keeping on. Sis, we love the beat. Pastor.
Blessings.
Yeah, man, respect.
She soon come back, man. She soon come back.
Because, we have Irish Spring at Jamaica already.
All right.
One time gone to Wrigley's and them things that them bring back. But I want that.
All right.
Chapel bring something different.
All right, sir. Blessings.
Jamaica.
Good. Blessings. Yeah, man.
Blessings you.
Yeah, man. Have a good day.
Yeah, man. Before we go to the break, somebody on the servant God says, Proverbs 3:31, my son, envy not the violent man and choose none of his ways. Interesting. When we come back from the break, we'll take your call.
You're listening to Bess.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-382-528 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
Bess100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales, shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-382-528 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Welcome back to The Morning Connection. How are you, caller? Good morning.
Good morning, my brother, Africa Love.
Good morning, Ras Kremlin. How you do?
Oh, not too bad, you know. Yeah, I heard the birthday, I guess, you know.
David Laylar, yeah, man.
I actually go the same way, you know.
Yeah.
But where we live, you know, where I live in Green Hill, we like to unite the people around us, the communities around us. Get them involved in football, corner league, cricket, you know. Everything, playing marbles, gigs and all, yo-yo and all them things there. To create a unity, you know. But to me, you see, Bongo Percy.
Yeah.
I never put the full blame on the communities, you know. Because the communities at most times try to unite, try to, you know. Because the whole of we go to school together, go to the same school, in the same class.
Yeah.
You know, the same teacher teach you and all them things there. But the biggest problem, Bongo Person, and the challenge we have, you see, is those who in place to make things work. Because those is a divide and rule system till it end up in a gun business. You understand me? And create this hate in the people them. So, you know, I now put the blame on the ordinary could get to you. The fullness. Because they have a responsibility, you know, because they are all victims too, you know.
True, that's true.
Where them not understand. And when them get caught in this trap now, and them pictures start to come out in a green and wanted and Ray and all them things, then them get more serious and start to do more wickeder things. Because them time, you know, it's like them life no value nothing. You understand me?
Yeah.
So I believe that with a kind of program we sell to the true enemy are the people, those people who are put in place to make things better. You understand me?
Yeah.
And they are not doing it.
Yeah, so
They're not doing it, man.
So what you're saying, Ras, we must call the people to book. Do you believe that we can have a revolution of people who will say, like in a lot of countries, say, like what has happened in Sri Lanka and things, to say, no, this not work for we, you know. Where the people them stand up and say, if you not change, we are going to change. And we do it peacefully. Because
If we put the program in place, and if we put the program in place and we go around and we show these people in these community the importance, because that is what Sri Lanka do, you know. Them really educate, them revolutionize the educational process and get the people them on a positive point.
Yeah.
For them to understand themselves.
True.
You know what I mean? We can't just depend on me and you and Bess FM. We have to talk to the people, right? Who are the victims.
Yeah.
See? And yet still, it not change. Because those who put in place, I divert them from what we are telling them, but what we need, you know, is to get a couple hundred of we people that will go in at the community them, all of the garrison community them.
And start educate the people them.
Yeah, and chat with the people them. Chat with them. Right? And this is what Sri Lanka do, you know.
True. All right.
You have the churches going for the people, and the churches, them, with the ordinary people agree. And say, listen, we want the people them now to govern the country. We don't want a military, or we don't want a big rich man. You understand me?
Yeah.
So what we need to do, we have a challenge, man, like me and you, Bess FM. We call us, we have a serious challenge, you know.
Yeah.
We have to make up our mind and go and meet the people.
Where they are at.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, that's a good, very good suggestion you're making, because it as I was talking about the principles this morning on leadership, which are very important. The person rightly says it cannot. We get a sense that it's we versus them, when it should be the person who is leading must be leading on behalf of the people, and clearly, as a person, articulating their pain in terms of what is happening. You know.
Of course, guys,
Yeah.
It's us.
Yeah.
And them, you know.
Yeah. It's not us and them, it's all are we. It's all are we. It is the covenant, and it's the consensus and the covenant that says we will need to change, because if we don't change, the trouble becomes even worse. All right, Ross Gremlin.
If we depend upon the system to make it better. No, the system of a program, divide and rule. You know what that means?
Yeah.
I want serious start that, you know.
It is, Ross.
To divide the people and rule.
Yeah.
I want wicked serious start that. In any country.
Yeah.
Because we're supposed to have the people them in a one direction. We're not supposed to divide them and then rule them.
Yeah, and as the word of God says, when people are united, that's when the real blessing flow. Psalms 121. All right, Ross. We have another caller. Blessings. Good. Yeah, man. Good. Good morning. This is the Morning Connection. How are you?
Yes, Pastor. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How you doing?
Not too bad. What happened to your co-host?
My co-host? She's here, man.
I'm right here.
we have a special guest and we have a co-host. They're here, man. How you doing, my brother?
Good morning.
So Miss Minett is still on...
Yeah, man. She's still on vacation. A long time she work without breaks still, you know. So she take a little break, she and her gentleman. So they soon come back, man. How are yourself?
No, I'm asking about Miss Minett, not about her gentleman, you know.
All right. Well, you gentleman and Miss Net are not going to come between you, no.
Yes, Pastor, and your co-host presently. We have been talking about governance structure in Jamaica from way back when, you know.
Yes, man.
And we continue to.
So you think we are going to change it? What we are going to do for change it? What we have to do for change it? What do you think?
Change. The important thing about it, you know, the tax-paying public implies people surround the public affair, you know, the common good, you know.
True.
And with the greatest respect, they are the small sailor.
Okay.
But yet we continue with them. And I make no exception, you know, in terms of the divide of parliament.
Right.
Because the constitution, the parliament, the mandate, you know, to form the staff for the good governance of the country. And this what has been going on so far, it's far from being good.
Yeah.
So be talking.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. You are an elderly person, and if my memory serves me correctly, you also taught. You were a teacher, correct?
No, sir. No.
I mix you up with somebody. Yeah, but I'm just...
Yeah, I'm mixing up with somebody.
Yeah, I'm just...
Not in terms of the elderly, you know, because I regard myself as a senior, right?
Okay, right, as a senior person.
Teaching part of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think? You've seen many storms in Jamaica. How we are going to change it?
The people have to decide, and the gentleman talk about people motivate and mobilize people. So system come into being by mobilization, and system got disposed by mobilization, you know. For example, even the Queen Elizabeth, as she is now, her grandfather, father overthrew the farmer monarch and installed for themselves, you know.
Okay.
So, in the sense of matter, the Queen and her family was common ours.
Okay.
You know, like how they call Prince William's wife, she's a commoner. They must couldn't get nobody inside of the family to marry. So they said then come outside.
Mm-hmm.
Then they come outside and refer to the woman as commoner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Queen Elizabeth, her parents were commoners.
Okay.
Overthrew a monarch and run things.
Okay.
So but I don't know if we can have a peaceful revolution in Jamaica, Reverend your cause, because some people like we are going, you know.
Okay.
Because it benefits them. Yes.
Yeah, then like we are going. Even some who originate from below grassroots, once they make the transition,
mm-hmm.
them okay with them, you know. They don't business about them.
Okay.
And I'm serious. That's what it's not gonna be an easy road.
Mm-hmm. But it's not an impossible road, though.
No.
No, I never said that. That's not gonna be.
Okay.
Yeah, interestingly, you know, before Gaddafi was toppled.
Mm-hmm.
One of his chief lieutenants never wanted to come over to the side that was trying to get him out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
About 2 days when that gentleman saw things are go against Gaddafi,
mm-hmm.
him come over with all of his resources, both in terms of people and material, to the side.
Okay.
And he was and kill him, you know, assassinate him and a whole heap of people when care over.
Okay.
So yeah, some people them have to see this system here can't come back before they join.
Okay.
But some of them might get with that him lieutenant of Gaddafi gets still.
Okay.
So but you want a change.
There's a change.
Before I leave now,
mm-hmm.
according to Superintendent Nesbent,
mm-hmm.
I think control one of the division in Kingston.
Yes.
Police now, senior superintendent.
Mm-hmm.
According to him, Friday night there was a party somewhere below at Sandy Park. That's a below Sovereign Center there.
Correct. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And according to him, two different set of gunmen must have met at the party.
Mm-hmm.
Never asked no police permission to keep a party go on.
Mm-hmm.
Then the guy said the two decided to square off gun-wise.
You serious?
Yeah, man. It was on the news. Okay. And a lot of people get shot. I think one died.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I can't tell Superintendent Nesbet. And it all escalates into other communities when you see a local war there, you know. So the question is, Pastor. And the senior soup never said if they get any pot, any liquor, or any sound, man. They never said if they take anything out of the senior exhibit as evidence, right?
Yeah.
So it was a bit sketchy on the part of the senior superintendent.
Okay.
But if gun is so prevalent in Jamaica and two set of gunmen happened to buck up one place where majority of the people were unarmed.
Oh boy.
They mean said no farmer leadership couldn't come from none of the two set of gunmen said no we can't do nothing else to a Rasta man because the people most of them they are unarmed, no hurt nobody. Not even no farmer leadership could have come from there, so
it's so funny that you think they think about all of that.
you ask a serious question, but you see, I think our visitor today made an important thing that they never grew up under anything at all. So is every man for himself?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Every man for himself, and he was just reflecting on what has happened with him and what him seeing now, and him saying, "Boy, it's kind of tough." But he says there's still hope. But we were seeing.
We can't give up hope, you know.
Yeah, we have to keep pushing.
You know, that's what builds us, you know.
Yeah.
People have hope. And again, the police, the high command of the police should be arraigned on that gun, illegal gun saturate right across Jamaica.
Yeah.
So they need a. This is going to come like a national crisis, and they should know. You know, nobody can even procure an illegal firearm, right?
Yeah.
But what is on the ground so far? The evidence where the policeman there so far.
Mm-hmm.
Why them a hold back? Our parliament doesn't want to give them the go ahead to because the thing are not gonna get any better. It seems to be getting worse.
The go ahead to do what? The go ahead to what? I would say they have the evidence, they have the intelligence, they know who the people are, and I remember somebody said to me recently, the gentleman who is head of the the JCF, the Police Federation, says we are going after everybody because we know who everybody is. But that was an indication that in terms of the carrying out of their job, some of the time they believe their hands are fettered. So give the people the policy, let them deal with the operationalization of the policy according to law. And I'm sure that they would do a greater job in terms of impact and so on, because, okay, Mr. Johnson, I think that's the name of the gentleman who was found with, is going to court with the how much, 19 kilograms of cocaine. It took a long time for us to tell us who the name of the man was. In other instances, the name of the person would have gone out, this person is being held. So we just have to be careful that there's one justice system and one police force that works to protect and do what they're supposed to do for everybody.
Yeah.
That's what I'm...
Yes, well, yes. And again, with the police now, in terms of intelligence and investigation, I think about 3 or 4 months ago, the police issued a release that they have reason to believe that one of their members is dead of a gang somewhere in Clarendon. I think it's the narco gang.
Right. And they have brought him in,
with the greatest respect to the police. And the police force is not backward and dunce like one time gone, you know.
They shouldn't have released who it was.
All I'm saying, Mama and sir, they have reason to believe that one of their members is a member of a gang. Serious allegation, you know.
Yeah.
Very serious. That's a conflict of interest, you know. Right? I don't want to use the word treason because if you go be a member of the secret force and I get another illegal network.
Because it's protection for them. They don't think nobody's going to suspect a police to be in a gang.
Yeah, so if the police are meeting, why they never do some undercover work on that gentleman?
That's what I was saying. If you have reason to believe, that means you have the intelligence. So do your research, do your investigation, and then have a tight clad case that when you bring the man to justice, he can't get away.
Yeah, man like Maradona, don't easy from Argentina, him died on the day of Maradona, the footballer.
Yes.
Great day.
Yeah,
you know, say when the authority in Argentina suspected that he was a drug man, they set up a nice young lady on him, you know.
They must a sting operation.
That she was a police, you know.
Okay.
And when she has enough information, she just spill everything upon him and arrested and charged him. So Jamaica police not backward and don't like.
They can do the same thing. They can do the same thing.
Right, is Jamaican in the force, you know.
Right. Yeah. So they can. What you're saying,
it's their friends.
They have the power to do what they can do. So they just need to do it now, the benefit for all of us. Thank you, Carl. You always come with some wise counsel because it is true, and it says it don't take no university training. It does take simply intelligence, ordinary, to find out how we need to do it and to pursue our path. Yeah. But thank you. Listen. Yeah, man. David, what do you think about that gentleman?
Very interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of great points.
Yeah, man, great points, because you point out that even in terms of your local, you go to the police, because as Eden was saying, most people want to go to the police, but now they are saying to themselves,
police not help me.
So they begin
in reality, you know, it's a strange thing sometimes. Some of our police officers, their hands are tied behind them.
Okay. Minister, they want to do it and they can't do it because of what?
They can't. I can tell you. I have a whole story.
Yeah.
I have police brethren on the road. One of my brother was a police. So I can tell you a whole heap of story.
Okay, stories.
And
I hope it's only stories.
You see?
I hope it's stories, yeah? Remember the numbers to call: 876-619-1508, 876-279-8473. Lines are open. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man, it's not story that you
can't talk them things. Yeah.
You understand me? So it has to be story. That's have to stop at stories.
Yeah. And it's so sad, you know. It's really sad. Because when you have the people take it, and it comes back to justice, the people taking it in their hands because they're not getting it from the people who are supposed to administer it.
There is no
you understand
justice.
what I say?
There's no justice. All right, caller, welcome. We have 2 callers on the line. Good morning, caller. How are you?
Good morning, to you all. Good morning to your guests.
Hi, Rachel. How are you?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Eden. Your guess is David, is that right?
Yes, David, yeah, man. Like David who slew the Goliath.
Right. I have a question for David. I believe that even growing up, whether you live in a poor area or not, the first thing is having cleanliness around us. Isn't that right?
Yes, it is right.
Because it does make your mindset and everything else flow freely because you can think clearly. Isn't that right?
That's correct.
Right. So I find as a little girl leaving Jamaica wasn't this dirty. And this was 1965, okay? We had order. You didn't see garbage here, garbage there, and everywhere because the more people tend to do that or get away with it, it's the worse it gets, and it's the worse the mindset becomes.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some people having to go into these areas or move around. It becomes very disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
And so as children, maybe live in a one-room house with parents and brothers and sisters or what have you, with nowhere to play, that's even more disturbing because you don't feel free. There's no freedom. And as this is an island, and whether it's boys or girl or it's netball, football, whatever it is, the sports, or just fresh air and beginning to sit and to converse and talk about life and see how things can be made better, space is very important.
Okay.
And so people like yourself and Pastor and everybody else who work with young people, as I have done in the past, I think we should also make this known to those who are so-called in charge, i.e. the mayor or the councillor of each city center. Because wherever you go, it's filthy dirty. It's not just Spanish Town or here, there. It's everywhere.
So we need to clean up the city. Richard, so what you're saying, a part of the process is to clean up the town center so the people can move around and enjoy.
And smell fresh air.
Yeah.
And feel in a good frame of mind.
Yeah.
Remember, some people are leaving home already in a state. You come out the street, everywhere you go is a state.
Mm.
How can anyone concentrate and think properly? Actually, I've got a song. It's by Curtis Mayfield, Keep On Keeping On.
Okay, all right. We'll see if we can do it for you. All right, then.
And I'm just saying to the brethren who works with the young people, I'll come with you.
Okay.
Go to each of these counselors and think, because they have the money to keep the city clean. But number one, they don't want no communal areas because they don't want meetings to take place. They don't want the people to get together. And that's the ways of the oppressors.
Okay. Right.
Nowhere for you to go. It's time. This is an island. Everybody can come here and feel free. What about the citizens? That's my argument. What about the youth of today? Where is their freedom? Where is their space?
All right, Rachel. Thanks. We have another call online. It's a very important point that you are making. And thanks for it as per usual.
Have a good morning.
Good. Bless you. Good morning, caller. Welcome. Morning, caller. We seem to have lost that caller, but
she said something very important just now.
Yeah.
When she mentioned the...
Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning.
Hi, good
How
morning.
is the great man doing today?
We're doing good. How are you, love lady?
I'm giving God thanks and I'm saying hello to all those wonderful, great people out there.
Okay.
Good morning.
And I want you all to know that you're all wonderfully made. And I agree with the gentleman who was speaking this morning and saying that things can be redeemed. We are dealing with human beings, we're dealing with Jamaicans, And all we need to do is talk to them properly and stop using brute force and letting people feel that the only thing that can help is the gun and the police and the soldiers. We all can start doing it by talking to each other with great respect, and even when them turn them head behind them and I look for the great man around here, help them to realize that they are great.
True.
And our women.
Okay.
But our society has gone down very, very badly, and everything we see in America will bring it here. I wonder if they're going to bring the Klakuk clan or what it named here too.
Okay.
But I'm saying, you know, when you look at our girls on the road, there are sex baits out there, you know.
Okay.
And we need to stop these kind of situation, right? With this kind of dress, and our dress code has gone very badly.
It's style,
And
it's style,
these
man.
things
It's style and fashion.
stimulate-
No style
I
and
didn't hear
fashion.
you.
It's style and fashion. You have to be the
No, but-
latest style and the latest fashion.
But it looks nasty.
Okay, all right. That's how you feel. Be strong about it. But I think it's a greater thing in terms of self-esteem, how you see yourself. I think it goes back to that, even the style and the fashion that there is. But again, as we often said, battlefield of the mind. We need to change our mindsets in terms of what we consider as being important, and it go back to family. You ask a lot of these young ladies, your mother or father look upon you when you come out through the door, and most of them say, no, me not have no mother or father in my yard. Because, you know.
What I'm saying?
Yeah, so David can relate to that because he has 3 or 4 daughters, something like that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so and as a father, he knows what it is, you know. But thank you, you've raised a very important point in terms of how we see ourselves and how we relate to each other. And if we do kind words every day to each other, it will bring about a change. That's what you're saying.
I read the Bible says if somebody give you an insult, give them a blessing.
All
we
right.
have to gaga against one another.
Yeah.
And it's time for it to stop. And I believe it's going to stop because I love my Jamaican people, my Afrocentric people. I love them so much. And I'm trying, and I know it's going to stop because even if a little child going to lead the way,
They will
and I
do
hope you'll give the permission.
Yeah, man. Bless you.
Have a good day.
Thank you for
Stay nice
calling.
and sweet. And spread love as we speak love to one another.
Every day.
I love you.
Love you back.
All right, have
And
a good
that
day.
don't mean to grab it.
All right. I know. We come up to our 9 o'clock break. Bless you now.
We're ever ready to assist you before, during, and after a disaster. Hurricanes can happen, so be prepared.
Veg & Print is for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Veg & Printers, your best choice in printing.
Let not your hearts be troubled. Just believe in God Almighty and daily renew the mind. As we live in this time when fake is more valued than real, lies prefer the truth, the unnatural put above the natural. This is Lady Donna, aka Double D Don, with a new song, Almighty Jah, encouraging your people to keep the faith. God will make a way. Get your copy today. It's on all digital platforms. Lady Donna Official on Instagram, Facebook, AsujaRecords.com. For bookings, Asuja Record Label at Gmail. Almighty Jah!
Calling all donors! STEM Uprising invites you to their blood drive and back to school treat at the Percy Junior Hospital, Manchester on July 15th, 2022. The event starts at 9 a.m. Come on out! Refreshment and entertainment provided. Lots of back to school giveaways. And guess what? You can win big! There's a prize for bringing the highest number of donors. Yes! Bring a friend. Give blood, save a life.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good. It's better. but nothing beats.
Good morning, welcome back. We have a call on the line. It's the Morning Connection. Dear host, Percival Palmer. Go ahead, sir or ma'am. Please speak your...
Good morning, Sir Percy, along with your panel.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, man. About 3 callers ago, it was mentioning the police who is a part of a gang.
Yes, it was in the newspaper. Right.
Yes, and I think the argument come up that the police, since they are the intelligent, they could have even led a sting operation or something to find out for sure.
That's correct.
Yeah, but so this leads me to think about the one done young trial. Yes, that the witness went above and beyond to try and catch them in the act. Because if you following up the case, if you hear on several occasions in front of the police or the undercover cop, he call the persons, the accused, in jail or in lockup, so that the police can hear for certain that he is in dialogue with these guys and he's a member of the gang. Even went and showed them where bodies were buried and stuff like that. And then Chief Justice Brian Sykes, who's the judge, the executioner, and what I get, and everything on the case, said that the witness is not credible, which that is very sad. That you have this man who went
undercover,
who went undercover, went above and beyond, and put himself and his family life at stake. And then Mr. Brian Sykes, who is advocating for to ban jury trial, so he alone can make all the rulings on all the cases that he is going to try. Yes, then he set the men them free. So I'm saying that's a very sad time in Jamaica, because a lot of persons who have information, they will not want to go and give up information and put them life at stake.
But okay, but caller, one of the things, and I'm sorry that my lawyer is not here to tell us how it goes, because I'm not there. But one of the things is, I think one of the things that the Chief Justice has been saying is that how they have prepared the case, they have left some loopholes, and therefore with the loopholes, the defense attorneys are going to find it. But I do believe that if you prepare cases properly, that will help you. I don't know. I don't know the intricacies of it, but you have raised a very important point in regards to saying, okay, they do this, they go undercover, and this is what happened. Go ahead.
All right, I understand totally what you're saying, because sometimes you cannot judge case on the merit of face value.
And what you're hearing in the media too, because some of the time they don't represent it properly in terms of what's happening. But go ahead.
I'm not privy to all the information, but caller, is it a case where Justice Sykes is refuting the evidence that they have now of that particular incident, or is it that it's in regards to the other members with whom they are associated with the gang, but they have not decided or have solid evidence to say, yes, you are a part of this, you did this, you did that? I think it's a case where they're saying, I have John here, but I don't have any evidence that John was really associated with this gang.
With this or this case, this crime in particular. So
it's not a matter of them refuting the evidence of the main witness.
That's right. So that
the thing is, those who are set free, obviously, yes, we understand they don't have strong evidence against them. However, the indictment on everybody is that is where the problem lies.
Okay, all right.
Because the thing is that the defendant have to put their case. It's not for Brian Sykes to decide that the prosecution case is weak. It's for the defendant to argue that the prosecution case is weak. So it look like Mr. Brian Sykes are part of the defense team.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Well, I can't comment on it. So that's what your perception of what is happening is. But I don't think I'm saying. I'm just saying that because remember, you know, what happens to you want to make sure
that justice is properly served.
Right, properly served, and then when you rule in the case, what happens is that they can't appeal on some technicality, because some of the times what happens, I believe, in some of the cases, you lose a case on a technicality, kind never do this right or something like that. But you have raised an important point, which says that people some of the times have information and evidence and so on, and they're afraid, again, a trust issue in regards to what is happening in the
yes,
system.
Yes, but I go further to say that if there were jurors on the trial, then I would not have to be accusing Mr. Brian Sykes.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And he's advocating to ban juror trial.
Okay, I hear what you're saying.
You understand?
Okay.
So that is the worst part for Jamaica. It's not that these men get away, you know. It's that Mr. Brian Sykes is advocating for the judge to be the executioner, the buckle wash, and everything within the case.
Yeah, he said that, and most people are saying they're not in support of that. We must say based on that no, and most people are according to our constitution that can't happen right at this point in time. Yeah.
No, it can't happen, you know, because remember, Parliament passed the laws.
Oh,
and
that's
Parliament
true.
Here and will do anything to suit their own interest.
Their agenda, yeah, that's true. That's an important point.
To end on a positive note, we want to congratulate the reggae girls.
Yeah.
And reaching the World Cup. I know it's a trying time for us coming out of the pandemic. With the rising food prices, the crime
some hope. Yeah, it's a bit of hope.
Yeah, so this is some shining light on the nation. I would just want to say congrats to the reggae girls and their team and to the nation on a whole.
Yeah, man.
So enjoy your day now, Pastor, and the rest of the panel.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, you too.
We have another caller, and welcome, caller. How are you? Into our last hour of the program.
Good morning.
Hi,
Morning.
good morning.
Hi, Mary. How are you?
I'm blessed and highly favored despite. Morning to what's her name? Eden Palmer.
Yes.
It's a long time, Pastor Palmer. Although you promised to come and see me, and that didn't happen anyway.
Go ahead, Mary. I'm hearing you.
All right, let me see now. I've been listening on and off even this morning because I have a lot of work doing. But let me say this to you. I'm calling for some people with the NIS.
Yes.
They can't get their money. When the book is finished, like maybe whenever time a book is finished, I think to wait a certain period. And they just can't get their money, and then they take taxi or bus to go to the post office, and it hasn't come as yet. It's costing the people. The 7,400 Jamaican dollars mean a lot to them, and by the time they have to go 3 and 4 times, that money is finished. And then they send them to Ripon Road to fill out forms and say they have to go back to the post office, and the money is not there, and the people need the money.
Yeah, so there's been a delay in the system in terms of people getting their NIS pensions, and they sign up the book, submit it, but they're still not getting it.
They're not getting the money and to pay taxi fare. Sometimes I've heard it on other programs, and I've heard it. People complain to me, and they do. Right now, I know a lady, she's in the nursing home. She's 83 years of age. She lost her apartment and her brand new Volvo to a certain banking institution, right? And she needs her money.
Okay.
And sometimes they go there, they leave their home, maybe borrow bus fare to go to the post office, wherever it is. At once it was in Stony Hill or Parkway 3. And they have to beg money to go back home.
Okay.
$7,000 mean a lot. 400 mean a lot to a lot of people.
We know that.
Do you know that people are suffering? Do you know that, Reverend Palmer?
Yes, of course. I see it every day. Me to tell you. I see it every day.
I must tell you, see, I have bags here packed for people. I can't bother with the talking, you know. It's action people want. And let me tell you something this morning, right? Men and women, some men and women don't like a strong woman. That's the problem. One of the big problems in Jamaica, right? People are hungry. They don't want next year or so you have anything to give anybody. Give it to them now so they can enjoy it while you are still alive. And you understand?
Yes.
People are suffering, and it's not since the pandemic.
Before that?
Long time. People have been suffering, and I can attest to it. I'm 77 years of age and 7 months. So I know, and I have a strong voice, and I'm going to speak. People have been, from my born until now, people have been tightening the belt. You hear these two political parties telling people to tighten the belts, and they can't tighten the belts anymore. It's a family affair with these two political parties for their friends, their family, and their friends.
Okay, then. All right.
It's a long time going on.
Okay.
It's a long time. People are hungry. A long time I've been saying to people, 6 people can come together and
do what them can. And I agree with you, Mary. That is what the 1660 is about. People in their community can come. 2-3 people come together. We have a problem, we want to fix it. Let's come together, work. I know what happens. It only takes a spark to get a fire going. And that is what will happen.
We need the politicians, if we live good, right, with one another. I was saying to people some years ago, right? 6 people come together, whatever glut is on the market, whatever fruit you make something, you cook some rice and people. One bring the rice, one bring whatever, right? And you sit down and have a decent meal on a Sunday. People are hungry, Pastor Palmer, and everybody out there.
So we can help. So we can help each other. Yeah. Yes, Mary.
We don't need them, just love one another. In the homes, I'm a victim of domestic violence, and the case was sorted out. Do you know that defense lawyers and prosecution lawyers work against the defendant?
Some other times they've done it. Yeah. So what happened to you?
Let me tell you this morning, every sector in Jamaica, not Jamaica is the problem, it's every one of us, including myself, because nobody is perfect. But it's from the government, the private sector, from the top to the bottom of this society. We people, we are corrupt. We are corrupt. It's all, I saw all the, our name, Floyd Green. A lot of them, they are set on non-entities and jagabats and bandits. And people
Mary,
don't like when you come on this.
Mary.
Style them up.
You don't like that.
Style them up. We're too corrupt.
All right. So, but Mary.
People are suffering.
Mary, and Mary.
What are all you people doing for the older people? Everybody, these younger people go on like they were. Other people weren't born as babies, right? You just get up and you reach 70 and 100. There's no respect out there.
All right. So Mary, so as you have said, one of the things you are saying that what we need to do is to start doing what the golden rule said. Do unto others as like them do unto yourself. Come together, let us help each other. With the little that you have, I have, we can lift up each other. The second thing is you calling for respect of our elders. Yeah.
But I have been doing this from I was a child. I came out of a home, not a house, right?
Mary.
And nobody left my parents' home without food, clothes. They have bad.
All right. So you're gonna do that, Mary. So Mary, we have another call. Mary. Mary, but we have another call online. We have Mary. All right, Mary. We have another caller, and you're breaking up. You're breaking up, Mary. Sorry about that. Yeah, we have another caller. All right, morning caller. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning, George. How are you?
How much gang there in the studio this morning? How much Palmer is in there?
Only 2, sir.
Only two.
Only two.
Yes.
Only
so
2.
you're extending.
You are extending? No, but you did always.
No, you're extending. You got 2. It was 1. So
actually, it was 2. You know.
Gang in this country with the Palmers.
No, but
these are Palmer. No, brother. That's the problem, you know.
All right, George.
So you're associating us
based
on
gang,
name?
you know.
Every day you have a new gang, George. George, we have.
Yes, every day a new gang rise up.
All right, but
no, there was 1 Palmer there. Now here there's 2.
I know there's 3.
There's actually 3 on the team.
Yes. Minett was Palmer before became Lawrence.
Why may I get panic right now? I have to put on one bulletproof vest. And I come here station is out.
A lot of people might think I'm related directly to Pastor. I'm not. It just so happened that we're Palmer. But yes.
Yeah, but still family.
Still family. We are all family. So George, what on your mind this morning?
said the lady talk exactly what I want to talk about this morning. You see the pension thing?
Yes.
It's when it come on to pension, everybody get panic, you know.
Yeah.
Retirement. Trust me, man. I sit down with some people and I talk with them and they say, boy, they come back at the worst part of them life. You're saving for pension and after you finish work and do your time, what type of money you get. And you have to be running. Sometimes I go and I post, I want to stand up in a line in a sun. Then I go to the bank and see people, so I drink when I have to end up buying my breakfast because I tell how far I come from when I just look for pension money. You understand me? And I sit down here and I say, listen, me know. That is why I know in the workplace now them have you on contract. Because they don't want to give no pension. You understand me? How much year you have to do to get pension? 10 or 8 years?
To be on NIS?
Yeah.
I think it's 10 years, something like that. Something like that. You have to be paying it consistent. But we can double check it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I know a man do like 25 years at a place and the only thing he received was $5,000 after him leave.
Because that's his NIS pension or the company pension?
I don't know. The company pension, that's it.
Wow.
So what that try to show you now, you working at a place or doing something, you try to do something on the side.
You have to have different income streams, they call it.
Yes.
And prepare for it.
Yes, what me don't know, me try to say what I know. The start to do my local thing. You get what I'm saying? You know what I talk about, yeah.
Right, that's correct.
That's off my pension.
Okay.
You understand me? So, you know, when the lady talk about the other lady lose her house and her car, my sister now in Canada now, she's struggling to keep her apartment because she's almost on retirement.
So she don't have...
She buy a house in Brampton.
Yeah, so she... Okay.
And she's there for 40 years.
Wow.
She's working at the same place.
Okay.
And when it comes to pension, everything now right down.
Yeah, they have to prepare for it.
Everything now right down. You have to do something to keep the upkeeping of your place. I know you sit for party there, you'll get to work at every morning, but drive your car, take the train, go work. You understand me? And then retirement is just like a dark cloud hanging over your head.
Yeah.
I see people suffer. Don't get no money, don't get nothing, just keep walking up and down. You understand me?
Yeah.
So I want them to, who deal with that situation?
Ministry of Labour. Ministry of Labour.
But them not business with nobody. They not business with nobody at all.
And you know, and if you listen, you hear something they're speaking about it all the time, about this pension and how the system just set. What's his name again? From over Portmore.
Yeah, Mama, no money.
Yeah. And he tells us all the time. Yeah. So he says that we have to really prepare for it, because if you don't prepare, what's gonna happen? And he said the system set up that really not looking out for the people. And you remember, one of the things, you know, a curse against a country or a people is how you take care of the elderly.
And the children.
Children.
Yeah.
And disabled. So we have to be careful that we're not putting our country under a curse. Whatever people might say, we have to take care of the elderly or parents and so on. Whatever systems we put in place, it becomes important that we do that. God, watch out, the judgment is coming.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. And secondly, you see, I don't understand why you cannot have a commissioner of police that come from constable to right to assistant commissioner. Why they are trying to get a commissioner of police from outside of the police force?
What do you think about
it? Ever think about that?
Yeah, why do you think it is so?
Wrong.
You think it
because
is wrong?
I grew up, I travel from the constable right up and did all my tests and do my duty diligently and honestly. And I reached a stage where I should be a commissioner. Pass it, and then you're trying to find somebody outside, army person.
It's not inspirational. It's not inspirational for you. It's not an inspirational thing for you, because if you say, if I come in as a constable, lift up myself and I can't have any aspirations for that. Something wrong with that.
Yeah, I think it also affects.
But nobody can let the
Moral.
police force and go be ahead of the army, never.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it also affects the performance of the current constables because they're looking at it and like, what am I working for if I'm not able to garner that position or be there? So they just be like, whatever, just do me for the right now and just it's mediocre. And if it's mediocre and that's what they're getting, that's it. They don't really care for anything else.
That is true. It really corrupt. I mean, everything. The police force corrupt, man. You can't trust a commissioner of police. You can't trust nobody that move from the rank up and them be commissioner. You have to get outside people to do it.
Yeah, you have to change
We have
that.
not gone on the road to take up criminal and to go to court and all that type of things.
Yeah.
And just come and sit in and just get.
Okay, George, when the secretary was going. Morning caller, welcome to the Morning Connection.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. To put on those vanish away without me talking about.
All right, Rusty, talk. You have the whole next.
Credit man to call. What day me have call for the program. Pay wait till the credit done.
All right, Rusty, here what you going to do for me? Make sure you give it. No. What happened? No, leave your number. Give I'm gonna because we want to get 3 numbers. I promise you I'll add credit to your phone as I come out of studio this morning.
Yeah, but I did that. I leave the number.
No, I never got your number. We never got the number, Rusty. We never get. I asked them and they said they only get 3 parts of the number, not the full number.
No man, I gave me lady there.
Okay, Rusty, but you're wasting your energy now to talk about the credit.
Talk, Rusty, talk. And then I promise you I'll give it. Yeah.
So you'll give me credit, sir?
Yes, man, Rusty. I promise you that. Yes, man.
So you have my number there now?
No, tell me now.
They not to take it now that we can't get the credit, man.
Well, go ahead now.
The number is 791 man 1441.
Okay. All right, Rusty. Will do. Go ahead. What's on your mind this morning?
Yeah, man. Look here. This unknown mentality with the government, you know, boss. It's not going to work, you know. Because as far as we see over the country, you know, it's pay handout, you know, like $10,000 and like $5,000 and thing, you know, buddy. Them things that drive more poverty, you know.
True.
But Jamaicans love it. So what do you suggest? That's what works for politicians because Jamaicans love it.
How we are going to change it, Rusty? How we are going to change it?
So how we going to change it?
Yeah, the mentality, yes. The mentality.
But the people just sit down and not doing anything about these things, you know, sir.
Okay.
Look, people is suffering out here, you know. More poverty more than anything else out here. The government promises prosperity, but it's more poverty.
Okay.
It's more poverty we have, you know, and corruption, you know. I don't hear this government mention one word about corruption. Nothing about corruption.
Why you think that is so, Rusty?
All of the budget debate, I don't hear nobody mention anything about corruption. And corruption is taking away a part of our GDP.
Yes, 5%, them say.
5% of GDP, you know, so it's a lot of money that, you know.
A whole heap of money that, Rusty. You know what that could have do if we were growing at that rate?
It's plenty money that, you know, pass up. 5% of GDP is a lot of money, you know, sir.
Yeah, man, because GDP is about $3 trillion US. So work out that. That's what happened. A whole heap of money that.
And all is going on in the country is more and more corruption. And we don't hear the government mention anything out of clean up corruption and all these things. All it do is just handing out a 10,000 here and a 10,000 here and a 10,000 here. So you can't run a country in a pastor.
No, I agree with you. And I said it when I saw it. Somebody said it's $3 billion. Somebody says some are 8 that says you mean elections won't call. You did say it to Rusty, remember?
Yes. That's how this government do. That's what this government used to win election, hand out a $10,000 because they keep the people hungry. So when the people hungry now and they see a $10,000 come like $1 million to them.
Exactly. They refuse to fix certain issues because the dependency keeps them in their status and posts. So, I mean, as we said last week and we've been saying on the show, if you're not doing it for the people, then it makes no sense. But then the people aren't giving them anything else to do. They know that if they get a $10,000 when it's close to election time, they're going to be so happy. Yes, man, him a the man, a she man, and they vote for this person. They know that for the next time they're in office, they're not seeing them again. But they keep on doing it, so we have a responsibility as a people to evoke the change.
Yes. That $10,000 come from somewhere, you know.
Come from we.
That $10,000 come from somewhere, you know, boss. And when election over, you know, those money have to be collected back, you know.
You have to pay back the man who give you the money.
The people don't know see all these price increases. All these money, $10,000 we say they hand out. It's private sector money, you know, so where they give the government, you know, to run election and buy vote. And when time election over, hello?
Yeah, we are here, Rusty.
Anytime election over, those people have to collect back their money, you know, boss, because these money is not free. People feel you have free money to them get it in a handout basis. But look more have to go pay fee at supermarket or gas station or some other places.
So my co-host Eden was saying that we have to change it. On the line, Taki is saying that with the plans in place, the campaigning must start by interacting with the family, then one another, and the people on a whole demonstrating understanding ways how things will work. So he's saying start at the local level with the family and thing and make people understand. You have to educate people's minds. What do you think?
Yes, man. And I want to big up Miss Mary, you know.
Yeah.
Miss Mary just called a while ago.
About the pension thing, yeah.
Yeah, no, about the pension. I just want big up overall.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Parkside country can't run this way, man. The government promised 5 in 4. It promised 5 in 4 now 6 years now, you know, boss.
Okay, I hear you.
So all those people that sit on the growth council, are they still there, sir?
Well, some of them have become ministers. Don't forget.
Well, I tell you, are they still there? Are they getting paid?
You know, I don't know. That's a good question to ask, Rusty.
Are the people on the growth council promise us 5 in 4? Are they getting paid? So if 5 in 4 don't not realize, you know, some of the life, you know, if they're getting paid.
Yeah. Okay. It was an advisor, it was a paid council. But that's an important point to raise, Rusty. But we up on the break right after Watch Me. This number is a digital number, right?
That digital.
Yeah, man, will do. All right then.
Anyway, I'll be somebody else at chance.
Yeah, all right then, Rusty. But you're up on the break. Thank you.
A difference you can hear. A difference you can feel.
Bess FM-100 on your dial. Keep listening.
Vejan Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vejan Printers, your best choice in printing.
Looking to clean your vehicle super clean? 123 Clean Car Wash, located at 2¼ Osborne Road, Kingston 10. Entrance on Grove Road, below Tropical Battery. They wash and vacuum, undercarriage wash, engine wash, polish and compound, shampoo and detailing. Call them at 876-631-3400. 123 Clean Car Wash, the best in the business for a cleaner wash.
1, 2, 3, believe me, it's so easy. 1, 2, 3.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how we do I take taxi style?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, you know, and me check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? You waste all that time on shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. You hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss.
Just tell them I'm me, send you.
Wow, you big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
Yeah, try calling her, cause trust me.
Waiters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-382-528 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning, welcome caller. We have two calls holding. First, only one call. Okay, go ahead, caller. What do you have to say this morning? We're in our last half an hour of the program.
Yes, Pastor. Yes, Pastor, I'm back. Pastor, listen to this. Now, it's so ironic and hard, but to see how much people contribute to the country and then nobody look out for them. It's so hard. Pastor, it's not easy, you know. You've been a teacher, you've been a civil servant, and you contribute to the country. And when you forget your two pants, you say the people them who pension fix, the people them pension who fix, because you know, so them get for them pension fix up long time. So them not care about you. It's hard, you know. Rusty, Pastor, I remember, I tell you, said this time coming, you know. When they say Rusty say election will come, I was the one who tell us, Pastor, watch it. Something is coming. And you see, the people them don't know to refuse the $10,000. Them glad see, them say keep them poverty stricken. And then when election come, if you give them a bread every day, when the time comes, them don't want a bread from you. You hear what the Prime Minister say? These two shall pass. You never hear that one there?
Yes.
Eh? These two shall pass. What two shall pass? Sufferation? Sufferation? Let me tell the pastor. Right now, the youth them for start hold up them head and understand what go on. All woman, you know see what go on in a crime woman involved in a crime now in a pastor.
Big, yes, true. You have gun ladies now. Yeah.
Gun ladies? Yeah, the lady sit up, see a taxi and go down the road.
Pastor say gun ladies.
The lady look and say, all right, a woman with a baby inside it, so it's all good. In the front of the car. Pastor, when the woman them go in the car, you see? When the woman them go in the car, one of the woman juke down the woman them and take away them backyard, carry them, and when the driver drive go there, some of these things they don't hear, you know. Because people free to come on here come talk. Carry them go at the machine and draw money. And when it looks so bad, one of them look on the girl them and give them $200 and say take taxi go back on the yard. Them thing happening in Jamaica, you know. I want us to know what go on. Mark Golding don't know. The Prime Minister know, because them sit down on them eye only, and them don't know what's going on in the country. But him come and say these two shall pass.
You think he doesn't know?
These two shall pass?
Carla, you think he doesn't know?
I don't think him know, Miss Palmer.
He knows. He knows.
Him know, man.
They have to know. They know. How do you think?
How do you think they continue their policies if they don't know?
If they don't know. They know.
The 10,000 thing. How do you think they don't know?
No, Mr. Nigel Clark, I tell Pastor, I tell say, Him can't hold the people them with the clocks again. But
Okay.
you know, remember these things, you know.
No, I remember. No, I remember.
The
No,
clocks,
I
the
remember.
clocks are going to work again.
We know that, and we understand that.
And certain little things when them that use now going to work again. So what them all come with? Them come with 5 in 4. Them come with 1.5. Them come with all kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
So them are come with a new strategy now.
What is the strategy you think?
$10,000. And person, that's why I tell you, say, I like politicians, you know, I tell you the truth. As there's no such thing as a good politician. But I tell you, say, Mr. Patterson was a strategist in this. I'm tell you this. Michael Mann did and and build a housing trust. He never build it for work go on.
True.
And all them at the parliament in all the wait name? The NIS.
NIR.
And all these things.
And the NHT.
The NIS.
And the
Then
NHT.
going at the NHT. Then going at the everything them did them on now. Where them can't find the money to take away. But Pastor, the people them now listen, you know. The people them now listen. The people them near talk, them don't care. 10,000 come bull beef and bread and something. Them a jump for that. Me remember me have a video where the girl say, what? One with a little bit of money. Cause GLP won't sweeter cause them dip it in the honey.
Okay.
And remember the election. Me have it and me I wonder what should it today.
Okay.
4 years ago that.
No, but it's a gimmicks things. Most of the times, you know, it's all about gimmicks and not the real impact of what an election will do to the nation.
Yeah.
People look at it and be like, oh, it's all fun and games until you don't have a job and the $10,000 done. And then guess what? You and your pitney them and your entire family hungry. What are you going to do about that? If we, the people, don't stop accepting these things from politicians, we are going to be in the same position all over.
Mr. Palmer, the same thing I say, but them no care.
Okay.
Them no care.
Well,
them don't care.
But remember, look at this though. When they told us in slavery that this was the best thing, but some people got up and began to educate themselves, and what started to happen? Because you have to educate yourself, and you have to start small, but you continue to push and educate. So that's how it did. You just have to start a small movement, and more people will understand what you're saying. We have another call online.
Pastor Palmer, yeah, all right. Before, I know today we start movements.
No, it start long time. It start long time.
Well, I know we start many movements. Even Peter Phillips, when he was a Rasta, start with me, Jerry, and all of them, and Blogman. We start movements. Pastor, we still at the same place. Because the people them just love the handout. Gimme.
I mean,
we need to stand up.
But if you don't educate the people, then what is going to happen? You cannot just tell somebody, you know, because you telling me something doesn't mean that you're educating me about it, you know.
Go back in history and go find the Abeng. There was a paper where we call the Abeng. The Abeng.
Yeah, I remember.
Find one name, Daily News.
Yeah.
Go Mr. Palmer, just go find that. And you will see if whole part of them thing where you say. The people them don't care. Give me where you can get. Because, say I change the man, I change them skin color now. See?
Okay.
A man the other day, I couldn't believe that people can turn pink.
Okay. All right then.
We're
inconsistent
enough.
Thanks.
Or insistent enough.
No.
Thank you. Welcome, caller.
Morning, Pastor.
Good morning. How are you? Don't have no word for you yet.
We can't answer that question then. You would have to be my body to answer that question after the hell I went through last night.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the hell I went through, I don't even think I can talk English today. I'm not going to the part right straight.
Yes.
Meanwhile, every Jamaican to call every radio station every day and just say one thing. If the Prime Minister and his family and all our leaders, all our law enforcement officers, all those people do not go through the hell that the citizens go through, or let me say, the ordinary citizens, not the ones who can pay off the police, right, to have their sound system blazing through people's house day and night, then no Jamaican citizen should have to go through this. It's a disgrace. It's a shame. I believe in a regime that offers equal rights and justice to its citizens, not injustice. This is a grave injustice to the people who these things are affecting. It's affecting your health. Me want to know if people don't know what it feel like for your head a hot you till it a spin till you can't lie down on whichever side of your face. Me want to know if people don't know what it feel like when your eyes are ache, when your ears are ache, and that me want to know. Me want somebody answer me. I need the Prime Minister to answer me and let me know that he respects his citizens when they permit people to play at whatever decibel they want to. It doesn't matter what day of the week, what time of the night, what time of the morning. This has to stop, Mr. Prime Minister. It has to stop. We need equal rights and justice in this country. It doesn't happen in Canada. It doesn't happen in the States. Why does it happen in Jamaica? Wow, we are animals. We are garbage. I need it to stop. I called the police from 8 o'clock last night. And at 10:30, when one arm of the enforcement was told that police were dispatched, they were on the way to shut down the system, or even to turn it down. Nothing ain't but so. It was all lies. And it was at 1:50, after speaking back to a sergeant at 119, that I was told after several runaround that it was a permitted, I'm using the exact word, it was a permitted event. 1:50, and I had to get dark. I had to get dark, and I never care what I said to them. And when I tried to call Spanish Town after several times, and when one person answered the phone and I demanded to speak with the officer, the ship command officer, because that lady at 119 told me that's whom she spoke with, and then was told that it was a permitted event. Mind you, several calls were made to other areas and persons tried to get through to them. One particular arm of the law could not even get through to Spanish Town, just like I couldn't. You understand? When I finally got through to them and somebody answered the phone, who of course is in the office of the command officer, who is an ASP, that's when she was going to tell me that he is unavailable. And when I tried to find out why he's unavailable, she now really got to tell me that he's sick. So I said, oh, seriously? That's interesting because me in my condition would really want to have a conversation with him since he knows what it's like to be sick. Then why is it that nobody understands that I'm sick? Because of the constant noise nuisance, the pollution that I have to undergo night after night.
So let me, Billy, if I'm clearly hearing what you're saying this is something that is 7 days a week, 24/7 that you have to put up with?
Basically, it doesn't matter what time of day or night. Nights on the street, and if no one attends, they go right back until daylight. Not exaggerating.
So what is it? Is it a club or something? Is a club close to your house?
It is a house.
Is a house?
Last night is not even a club. Me want to speak where up in our country. I'm not enough fear for state. It's a house over Thompson Pen. That's where they access it from. And they play on the river. So it comes over to all of Walks Road, Angels area. And the police know about it. High-ranking police, they have gone there. They have verified that it comes over to this area. And they have gone there, shut it down one night, so to speak. You get a little break, and then it starts up again. And it continues, and guess what? Somebody has to be getting big payment to have this happening. It's a house, not even a permit. And yet last night, now I'm being told that it's a permitted event. How can a house get permit to play as loudly as they want to, mercilessly through people's house? Huh? That you can't even sleep, even though you have something and trying to cushion that noise. This is ridiculous. It has to stop. And if not one, then you have a car play up a damage. A car, car him attach them powerful speakers to him laptop and play from the car pan the roadside of one barber shop, and the police know about it. Then somebody that must get there. And then you have one bar at the roundabout who in their right mind call themselves Parish Council. I got give one bar permit to play a roundabout right next to one housing scheme where I know people live here. We don't have no feelings. Mr. Prime Minister, please, let me be in English now. I am asking you, please, to identify that the blood that comes from you when you're pricked is the same blood that comes from your citizens. And I am appealing to you. I heard you on air talking about you have just put laws in place to deal with the noisy vehicles. Right, is not one thing we're dealing with, we're dealing with the noisy vehicles also. Who just put on a show in the area and so many police live in the area and that can happen. Then where are we going? We're not going anywhere. So Mr. Prime Minister, those vehicles should have been taken off the road long ago. So now that you put law in place, I am happy. Please send out the officers to drag them out of the communities.
Okay.
And deal with them immediately. And please attend to the noise nuisance for those of us who are getting sicker and sicker as if our lives doesn't matter.
Okay. Thank you very Bailey. Your passionate plea to the powers that be, right as we speak. Some has to be done because there are laws. Let's enforce the laws. People say, I'm gonna eat a food. You can't eat a food because your right can impinge on somebody else. It has to be in balance and in moderation. So we hear your plea and we call out the powers that be, do something about it. We've been talking about this thing for a very long time, and we just really need to change. We are up as we close the program. We have one caller left. Caller, can you speak quickly for us?
Where are you going, Reverend?
I am good enough. You have to speak African. This is African, right?
Yes, I.
Yeah, where you say now?
You look the sister and everyone.
Yeah, man. Morning.
One love, sister. Your voice nice here.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
And I've got PR for this voice, and she can't sing too,
Come on, Pastor.
You should have sing for something this morning for his birthday. But anyway, George.
Let's keep that sister not close, yeah?
Yeah, man. She's with us,
Yeah, keep her close.
Yeah, man.
The resistant movement.
Need to rise up now.
Yes, my brethren. I hear me doing my talk up here this morning,
Mm-hmm.
The resistant movement. You get what? You see the clip where Nestor Mark, when you Robert Morgan,
Nestor Mark.
the human rights people, I work with the criminal them and the gangster them.
Mm-hmm.
You see it in the paper?
No, I never saw it.
About Monday?
No.
Huh?
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I say the people, the human rights people, I work with the criminal them. Where's about that?
Well, the first thing, I don't know what he was referring to. I don't even know him context. What I know is that everybody have basic human rights, and we must ensure that you don't impinge on somebody's basic human right.
Yeah, we have to get the human rights people and pay a program to come talk about it here.
Yeah, okay.
If the politicians them represent the criminal in a virgin, if it not go so, it's nearly,
Yeah. Okay, we'll find out what is happening. Yeah.
The people, if you come talk, here we are going now.
True. All right.
The resistant movement, yeah?
Okay then, African.
Give thanks, Reverend.
All right, have a good day.
Thank you. So as we come to the end of our program, Eden, any closing thoughts before I close, please?
Well, this was a very good show. Let me just openly thank Mr. Layla for being with us today. Truly enjoyed the show. Quite an insightful story as well as transformative that we can use in our today's society and even now to target the issues that we are having with our young people and to also transform them, teach, mentor, and in any way that you can help positively to get them out of the situation. So I'm just commenting on what a good show it was.
Okay. David, any closing remarks?
Just that we need to really fix our justice system. I really think we need to fix it.
Yeah.
And wherever we can give off love, let us give off love.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's important. We don't have to wait on a big loaf of bread. If you can give a slice, give a slice.
Mm-hmm.
might be small, but it can be significant to the receiver.
Yes, agreed.
Okay.
I agree.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Mr. Engineer. We have some songs that we should have played early on. But we continue to thank you for allowing us through the morning connection to come into your homes, to come into your car, to be with us on the live stream, to be with us on the Facebook page. Remember, subscribe. Somebody keeps saying subscribe.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are on Instagram and all of them things. We continue to push. Remember the 1660 that is coming. 60 events in 60 communities seeking to, from the ground up, celebrate our independence. We continue to talk about the themes of leadership. Very important. I'm going to continue to speak about that tomorrow. Tomorrow we have another guest in studio, guest online really, to pray. Somebody we inviting just to pray for our nation, because the fervent prayer availeth much in people's lives. So remember, righteousness, justice, truth and mercy, those things are what God's throne, God's kingdom is built upon. We thank you for joining us this morning on the Morning Connection. This is your host, Percival Palmer, signing out for today. Bless up.
No people come to Jamaica and not know how we live things. Say everything nice, true, we full of vibes and thing. Them same one feel it to them heart when them get few understand the real thing. Yeah, me day at town one day, apart with a white man we come all the way from Norway, and him turn to me and say, how comes Jamaica full of so much screw face? Same time I lift me head to the sky, and a teardrop fall from me high. Me say, man, you'd come and go out for a drive. Let me show you why me cry. Look on the gully side. Do you see anything to smile about? Look at that hungry child, yeah. Do you see anything to smile about? Look at the schools where the youth them go forget them education. Do you see anything to smile about? Look at the conditions of our police stations. Do you see anything to smile about? No. Same time the brother said, how can the nation be living this way? And the next thing him say, how can the government play so many games? Same time my heart fall to the ground, cause there's much more where that comes from. Certain place they are worse than slum. Youth man come and take a look on Riverton. Do you see anything to smile about? Look on Pienland, yeah. Do you see anything to smile about? Flankers, Mobe and Saffron's Heights in Spain. Do you see anything to smile about? Hope Flats, Kent, Mudtown, they're all the same. Do you see anything to smile about? No, no. No, 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 no. Oh, no, no. Oh, no, no. No, when me say, no people come to Jamaica and not know how we live things. Say everything nice, true, we full of vibes and things. Them same one feel it to them heart when them get for you overstand the real thing. When them look on the gully side, them no see nothing they fi smile about. When them look on a hungry child, yeah. Them no see nothing they fi smile about. When them look on the schools where the youth them got to get them education, them no see nothing they fi smile about. When them sight up the condition of the police station, them no see nothing they fi smile about. My story say, me day at town one day, I par with a white man we come all the way from Norway, and him turn to me and say, how comes Jamaica full of so much screw face? Same time I lift me head to the sky, and a teardrop fall from me high. Me say my youth come with God for a drive. Let me show you why me cry. Take a look on Riverton. Do you see anything to smile about? Look on Pienland, yeah. Do you see anything to smile about? Canterbury, Mumbai, Marchpen Road over Spain. Do you see anything to smile about? No flicker place, they are in a jam down today. With nothing no dead to smile about. No, no. No, 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 no. Yeah, 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 yeah. The road is long with a many winding tongue that leads us to knows where, who knows where. But I'm strong, strong enough to carry him. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. So on we go. His welfare is my concern. No burden is he to bear. We'll get there. All I know. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. If I'm leaning at all, I'm leaning with sadness that everyone's heart isn't filled with the gladness of love for one another. It's a long, long road from which there is no return. While we're on the way to there, why not share? And the Lord doesn't weigh me down at all. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. He's my brother. He ain't heavy. You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. You're simply the best.
Bess FM 100.5 on your dial. Keep listening.
One and one and